I'm not doing this because I want to take long showers with you assholes.
Ain't you them kids that have been whacking off in my tool shed?
By a bunch of fargan ice holes like yourselves.
Yeah, well, listen, you ought to ditch the two geeks in the car with now and get in with us, but that's all right. We'll worry about that later.
Oh, my God. There's 100 morons in my basement. It's you. Hurry. Lollygager.
Diamond Dogs have struck again.
No, they could be a lot worse.
Why did you kiss my ear? Why are you holding my hand? Here's your other hand. Between two pillows. Those aren't pillows.
4 of us wolves running around the desert together in Las Vegas, looking for strippers and cocaine.
1, 2, 3. Benchwarmers!
Live from Scott's parents' basement, this is the Basement Benchwarmers Podcast.
Basement Benchwarmers Podcast, another week with Ed, Eric, Willie, and myself, Scott.
Backdoor Glenn.
Backdoor Glenn is not here. I don't know if he's coming yet. He's not breathing hard.
Scott always hesitates like he's trying to remember who the hell we are.
I know. I'm like Tua.
He looks up on the monitor to see who we are.
Speaking of real quick, this is I feel like Tua. I don't know what I'm going on here. It's not funny to make. It's not fun to make. We'll talk about Tua later. But actually, this is like breaking stuff right now. We found this tape. There was a recording on the field on last Thursday night when Tua was on the field doing gang symbols. So yeah. Here is what was heard on the field.
You okay? I'm fine. Let's go. Hold on. Where are you?
We're in New York.
Who am I? Here it comes. And who are you? I'm Batman. Sit down. You don't understand. I'm Batman.
So yeah. Tua's Batman.
What is that from? Like,
a Snickers commercial.
Snickers. I'm Batman.
No, it's from the field.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
That was Tua.
Jeez, that was our inside information.
Yeah, that was.
Sorry.
Jay Glazer sent that to me.
We have some connections.
He's wrestling in the bathroom so somebody to get that information.
Yeah. So anyway, as we start every week, how was your week? We'll start with Ed as usual. How was your week?
I'm not even going to talk about my week. It was really busy, but I'm really honored tonight. We have a special guest here in the studio. Jackie Robinson's here tonight. Jackie, where's Jackie? Jackie.
Ed. He died in 1972.
Oh, he died in Oh yeah, I forgot. Anyways, everyone get behind me and well, I use my superior intellect to outmaneuver Russia and China.
Well, as soon as I get behind you, Eric had his pants off.
And Glenn's here all of a sudden. Glenn all of a sudden is coming.
Actually, Eric's pants were already off, but then he grabbed his underwear. That was the difference.
Awkward.
Oh, jeez.
Eric.
Now I need a new pair, Willie. I had a busy week, busy weekend. Really busy Saturday running around with the kids with soccer and stuff like that, which I'm very, very fortunate that I was busy Saturday so that I missed the absolute beatdown that the Badgers took at the hands of their former coach. So I'm really glad that I had soccer games and was driving around and had to miss that.
Let's talk about that now since you brought it up.
Well, we still are doing intros.
Well, that's all right.
That's fine. Let's talk about it real. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Willie, how are you? Okay.
I'm good.
Let's talk about the Badgers.
Let's go.
I thought we were doing good, bad, and ugly.
Hey, Michigan won. That's all I care about.
Go ahead, Willie. I'm sorry. I thought
you gotta watch the monitor, Scott.
Yeah, sorry.
Hey, you got my name right again.
The producer's telling wrap it up.
Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
Willie, how was your week?
It was good. Played some dart ball. We won. Always got to put that in there.
All right, Badgers.
Wait, let's play a game. Let's play.
Shall we play
roll
a
reversal.
game?
Roll
Okay.
reverse.
So I'm going to be Willie. Ask me what I did last week.
What'd you do last week?
So I played dart ball. Went to Dark County.
There you
Watch
go.
Michigan play.
That's right.
And
And the Lions
little
lost.
coob, little coob.
And it sucked. And some coob.
Yeah.
Okay, Scott, what's up? So you won. Well, how's your record with your new dart ball team?
We're actually in 5th place right now out of 26 teams. So
Oh,
Nice.
not
Good for
bad.
you.
Got some
That's good work.
good shooters on the team. The new ones we picked up. Shooters. There you go.
So how many guys are in the lineup?
Did you pick them up Club 219?
7.
It's a 7-man batting order.
Yep.
What's your average?
Mine right now is 386.
Well, that's solid.
Yeah.
That's
not
like
too bad.
Scott's driving average.
They haven't banned the shift yet.
Right.
Could be better next year.
They tip the whole board to the side.
They only just shift the shots from tequila to vodka.
Yeah,
That's-
what they do is they rotate the board.
no.
Yeah, you could. That'd be great. The shift.
Yeah.
Just spin the board.
You can do that. You get one shift a game for the other team. That'd
Yeah.
be kind of cool to do.
Make it more realistic.
For sure. But the
7 pitching changes.
yeah, right. You
I don't
change
even know
people
what
at the
dart ball
board.
is.
You change people at the board and they get pissed off when you do that.
Yeah,
But
I've never even seen dart ball. I've seen the boards at the
Oh,
bar.
someone just scored.
Oh, yeah, a 49.
I've seen the boards just leaning against the wall in every bar, but I've never actually seen a game. And I know you're going to invite me, and I pleasantly decline.
We'll go one night and watch them play.
Yeah, well, I'll go with you.
Where am I? We'll go. It's at they're at Mason's.
Masons, yeah.
Oh, really?
That's
Yeah.
their home court.
I was there today.
I didn't know you were at Science last week. I might have stopped.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
You saw Glenn after, he said.
Yep. Saw Glenn. Yep.
Is this on the weekend?
Thursday nights.
Oh, okay.
Thursday
Yeah, then
nights.
maybe I'll go too.
Yeah.
Let me know.
Everybody's working
Let you know a good night to
for
come.
the weekend.
That's what
Yeah.
your wife said too.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah, we Thursdays. Yeah.
You go to Perkins. You go to Perkins at night.
Scott, how was your weekend?
Wow. Yeah.
Uh,
It's
Jeez.
already the bourbon show here.
I went to
It's the Quran.
I went to Appleton on Saturday only.
Oh, lucky you.
Yeah. So
Did you go to the Spoon's wedding?
no, just like other people weren't invited.
Either did Gabe.
Spoons got married
Yeah.
again.
You know, speaking of Spoon, man, these Cowboy fans, man, are like they must not like any, because today made a comment about the Bear fans being quiet. I'm like, dude, your team's gonna be falling apart within like 5 weeks. So
Oh yeah.
when Dak
especially
comes
when
back and he
Prescott
plays
comes
bad,
back, yeah.
first game he plays bad, you want Cooper Rush.
Cooper
There's a
Rush.
lot going on there right now in Dallas. They're winning. Good for Cooper Rush. But oh yeah, that's all my nothing special. What am I thinking about anything else last week since last
I think after the previous week, all of us took it pretty light this weekend.
Yeah, it was a quiet
Yeah, it
weekend
was.
for me. I didn't do anything besides watching soccer and watching some football and nothing crazy. So
Yeah, it flew by. That's for sure.
I went to homecoming.
did you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had a date,
Mm.
but yeah, she backed out at the last second. She had homework.
Dad asked for your ID. Hey, your boyfriend's kind of bald.
Oh, I got a new license.
A
Did
new
you?
license.
Yeah, I had to get it renewed.
Really?
It's
Why?
exciting.
Oh,
'Cause
just there
my,
was that
my
time.
birthday's on Sunday.
Oh, happy birthday!
This Sunday.
Yeah, this Sunday. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah,
Not as exciting this year at 51, right?
Yeah.
No trips. No.
I will eventually get a trip in. Just got to figure one out.
Yeah.
Prices are still pricey. Joe Biden's ruining everything.
Yeah, Biden's America.
Yeah.
It's expensive to go to Mexico. but
COVID and then trip. Well, no, actually,
we should take
prices were up last year just because.
We should do one-way trip to Mexico to cut the cost, and we can just walk back across the border.
I'll bring my water wings with me.
Save money.
So anyway, on tonight's show,
They'll
anywho,
fly us to Martha's Vineyard. We just got to get back from there.
Ooh, I never been more than
Me neither.
I hear they call it the Door County of the East Coast.
Jesus. I don't think that's what they say, Will.
They play a lot of dart ball there, I'm sure.
That's in Cuba.
In Martha's Vineyard.
What's the CA tap there?
So anyway,
they're playing a lot of different things now, though. The new arrivals.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus. So anyway, on this week's show,
going nowhere.
Good, bad, and the ugly.
This sounds like the end of the show usually.
Week 4 review of NFL. Week 5 preview. Let's talk about playoff baseball tonight. A little talk of the Bucks, and also tonight, or this week, Steve Sparky Fifer from 12:50 a.m. will be joining us for a few minutes.
Yeah, it's not Jackie Robbins. It was Steve Fifer. That's who it was.
Steve Fifer will be joining us. So he'll be here and with us in a moment. Let's start off. I always
Is he
do the
coming
show.
here?
No, he'll be on my phone.
Oh,
Yeah.
are you putting him on the screen?
No.
Just the phone?
Yeah.
What happened to the technology we had last year? Had the guy on this like a Zoom meeting.
It's Fifer. Let's calm
All right,
down.
fine, whatever.
We'll watch the game and talk.
He's on the radio for a reason.
Do you think he's listening right now?
If we're on
He
a
might be.
He might be just to warm up.
and
a
we're
little.
on podcast for a reason.
Yeah.
And there's a reason nobody watches this.
And there's 4 tonight.
We definitely have faces for
Hey,
podcast.
we have more people watching us than Fifer does, though.
Yeah, I can't watch him. Anyway, good man. Let's start off with the ugly.
Well, we were going to talk about the Badgers.
I'm sure someone's gonna make that ugly.
Well,
so.
let's start with bad.
Well, ugly.
Well, I was going to do. Last week they were the ugly. This week just.
Well,
I took them as the bad.
Derek, you want to start this week?
Yeah, you start. I'll start with
Bad.
Bad. Too bad.
The bad is the Wisconsin Badgers.
Oh, what a surprise!
Yeah.
The Badgers. What happened with them? Are they in the news
again? I don't know. I missed it, but what I heard is that they got their asses handed to them by the Illini. They're that team that plays in Champaign.
The Brent Bielema
The Brett Bielema led Illini at home. And supposedly it was the most depressing jump around in Badger history.
Mm-hmm.
Like they just kind of like they didn't even fully
more
jump.
of a toe push
Yeah, it
than
was
an
kind of
actual
a-
jump?
They were doing like
skip around,
Like you were doing
skip
calf
around.
exercises,
yeah,
toe
kind of
pushes, whatever they're called. Yeah.
squats or whatever you want to call
So
them.
that question I was asking you before.
Squat around.
I personally believe. Ooh, that's gonna be a penalty. No, I personally believe the loss. If it would have been to anybody else, he would have got fired.
Oh, it was Bielema.
But I think losing to Brett Bielema got him fired. I really do.
Yeah,
It's
there's
an
history
embarrassment
there.
in your own house. And I know that Barry Ever else isn't in charge anymore. It's McIntosh, but he's got people's ears, and they probably said, right, you got to get rid of this guy.
He's a
going nowhere
consultant
fast.
for
Yeah.
McIntosh for sure. Yeah.
I believe it was
Because last week McIntosh said he has all the faith in the world in Paul Christ.
Yeah. Well, it was put in the express lane on the highway.
Yeah.
After that loss, easily. That's why he got fired. There's no other reason. Nobody could say anything else. He got fired because he lost to Brett Bielema, and he didn't just lose. He got dog walked in his own building. Basically, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Do you think it was because Bielema supposedly had sex with Aaron Andrews and Paul Christ had sex with his wife? That's. You think that's the difference?
I think that's exactly it. How does
How does married?
McIntosh fit into this? Oh, he had sex with Bielema's sister, who also had a threesome with Barry Albert. I mean, I don't. Where are we going with this? I don't understand.
I don't know.
Why does it always go to sex with you?
So
that's all I've got.
Sex and drugs.
There's odds for coaches to take the
And
job.
Gordon Lightfoot.
Or Dan Mullins 20-1, Chris Peterson is 18-1, Matt Campbell is 16-1, Tom Herman is 14-1, Matt Rule is 12-1, Dave Doran is 10-1, Sean Lewis 8-1, Dave Aranda 6-1, Lance Leopold 5-1, Bill O'Brien 3-1, and Jim Leonard is 2-1. This will be the actual coaching job when it's hired, not the interim part of it.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think they should open it up. I mean, I like Leonard, but
Leopold's interesting.
I think Leopold's
I think
a
he's
very
very interesting.
I would rather them
what
go
he's done
with
in
that
Kansas,
direction.
And what he did at Whitewater.
Yeah, what he's done. You're right.
Yeah, he won like 6 of them there.
And the thing about it is that I like Leonard. I think he's a good coach. I don't. Obviously, he's never been a head coach, but sometimes when you're in a building with other people, you can change philosophy to a point, but your philosophy is still the same as the last guy. In a way, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're gonna have your own ideas, but you're still gonna be that was your guy you were with so many years, and I get it. He could, and maybe they'll win out, and he'll be.
Well, there's a lot of different things.
I don't think this team is that good. That's the problem. It's not a good team.
And so there's a lot of different things. You'll see how good he is at handling a team as a head coach. But the other thing is, if he's up for the job and he doesn't get the job, then he's going to be gone. You know he's going to be. I mean, the head coach is going to want their own
new
coordinator.
Coach, that's the thing. When you bring they want maybe a whole new bunch of people in the building.
And maybe for Jim Leonard, that means going to a smaller program as a head coach, and that might
going
be
back to the NFL.
Might be a good thing for him.
NFL,
yeah,
so maybe doing that.
That's true.
Yeah, you don't think there's any chance if say Leopold gets it, just say Leonard going back to defensive coordinator.
I mean, it's possible.
Probably pretty small chance.
But I don't know if you go from the interim head coach to staying at Wisconsin. You want to stay there.
Well, again, he's got to shoulder some of the blame. He got his his defense got smoked by Illinois, and smoked the week before by the Buckeyes. So how great of a defense coordinator is he?
Yeah,
I mean, he's been solid.
I mean, I think the interesting one on this list, and his time is his. Well, basically, I mean, I'm telling you, his time. We've done this the last couple of weeks. We've named people, and they've
got fired right afterwards.
In trouble. Matt Rule is one. I'm not Matt Rule. That's what I'm going to talk about next. He's on the.
Now he's going to get fired. Now that you talked about
Benchwarmers hot
Well,
seat.
he's on the hot seat in Carolina right now.
But he's
We
also up
just
for
ruined
the.
some guy's career.
But I think he would be an interesting candidate for the Badger job. What he
Right.
did at Baylor after coming in after a whole mess was happening there, and where did he coach before Baylor? I read that today, and I totally forgot.
before
He did really well somewhere before Baylor. Where was that? Willie, do you remember?
I read it too. I can't remember. Right
I bet we could find it.
He did really well there, and then he went to Baylor, and after the art whatever, that whole thing mess, they went through a bunch of crap. He actually Temple. Hop just wrote Temple. He coached at Temple, Matt Rule.
Yeah, well, Glenn's not here. We can't get this stuff up.
And the statement on the actual whoever wrote the article about Matt Rule Matt Rule went 20-7 in his 2 years at Temple or 3 years or whatever his record was. The team had no business winning 20 games. That's what they said. The team wasn't a 20-win team, but he got 20 wins out of them.
Nice.
So it's one of those things. You look at stuff like that. Now, can he recruit? He did it at Baylor, but this is in Baylor. I mean, obviously, you got to look at so many factors. The biggest thing with college coaches, they have to be able to coach, obviously, but the recruiting part is obviously it's different than NFL team where you can just coach and have a GM bring your guys, and it's just how it works out. And hopefully,
The nice thing is the Big Ten. Just saying we're in the Big Ten does a lot of recruiting for you right there.
Yeah, but still, the Badgers haven't done well with it the last 3 years.
No, they haven't.
I mean, wait, a kid from Franklin might do well. He's coming a few times.
But that's a gimme. Yeah. I mean, that's a layup.
Yeah.
He's right out your back door.
Yeah. But
how many guys have they gone out?
He's the freshman quarterback now, so maybe he'll start next year. You never know. Because I think what's his name, the quarterback now, the new coach, his time is done. He's not the starter next year. There's no way.
Because he's not
junior,
the guy. Yeah, he's got another year of eligibility.
Graham Mertz.
He had a red shirt year. So
I mean, is he the guy?
No, he's not.
He had that flash that one.
Well,
game
he set the bar so high his first game.
It was
that
incredible.
was his first game. He had 5 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think with the Badgers, there's a couple things at play. Obviously, they have, and these are positives for the university. They have high academic standards, so it's harder to get some of these players in. And then the other thing is it's such a running football program. Great offensive line that run the ball well. Great running backs, so quarterbacks aren't excited about coming there. So
I really believe what they should do. They want to recruit these high caliber quarterbacks to change their offense because the RPO type offense that's feeding the NFL.
Yeah.
And I think that would benefit them a ton. I really do. And I don't know if they have RPO core, but maybe they'll go out and get an RPO guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just how that's what these kids want to run.
Sure.
They want to run that offense. That gives them a chance to play in the NFL now. I mean, the RPO is a big thing. Even quarterbacks that don't run are running RPOs once in a while. I think they still run them. A non-running quarterbacks running RPO just once in a while, just because, just to make them honest. I'll slide down and get 1 yard, but to make them remember, I may do it. So I don't know. I think that's the thing that was the defense has always been solid. I thought it's that they're not as good. It's just a weird thing right now. They're just not. It's one of those. It's one of those years. Every team has them. Even Ohio State has a year once in a while. It was 3 games, 4 games. They have them once in a while. But, I mean, it happens. I hopefully they can get better quick, but it's going to be a 1 to 3 year process because now they have to get new recruits in. Guys may leave now because they were Chris guys. They may say, "Well, I can," because I think they can transfer for with no problem. They can just transfer now because their coach left. I think
the transfer portal is easy now.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter. They can just go play another school if they want. Some guys might not leave at all. They might, because if Leonard stays, then he might keep those guys around. That might be a big thing. So I don't know. It's. I feel bad for Chris because his team is.
I don't feel bad for him. He's getting a big payout.
He did $11 million.
Right.
I just saw $11 million.
Is that the official? Because I know they were still kind of.
Yeah, it came up a minute ago on here, and I noticed. I saw.
I got that kind of payout. I'd leave this show.
I would too.
Didn't he just give you $1?
Yeah,
I saw you guys exchanging
$1
dollars.
Less than.
Well, I put
$11
that in his G string.
Oh, it is
in his G string.
Yeah. Well, that was so it's.
You're wearing underwear tonight.
Is he wearing his thumb backwards again?
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
It's not a G string. It's they're Oshkosh.
You asked us all to get behind you earlier.
Hey, they're threadbare. He's had him since the 12th grade.
He's got underoos.
So that was my bad.
Yeah, nice.
The Badgers.
So Willie, you're bad.
My bad comes from the world of fishing.
I heard about this.
I just saw headlines.
Did you see
this?
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
So I don't know if you heard about this, but the world of competitive fishing is truly dropped by the wayside. I don't know what the hell's going on here, but two guys, Chase Kaminsky from Pennsylvania and his partner Jake Runyon from Ohio, are involved in a cheating scandal. The duo won the tournament until an official discovered the weights while cutting open the fish. They had lead weights in these fish.
They were putting extra fillets inside of them, stuffing other fillets in there, so they couldn't.
I thought it was just weights.
Weights.
No, because you can hit weights with a magnet from the outside. Sometimes it'll catch them. So they were actually, besides the weights, they were sticking fillets in there too.
Jesus,
these guys are cheaters.
And this, you know what? This isn't the first time those two clowns have got
right.
So this instant was the first time for both of them. At last year's Fall Brawl fishing tournament, the duo was disqualified following their win after one of them failed a polygraph test.
Oh, come on. Are you serious?
Yes. They have lie detecting tests at the fishing tournaments.
Like Meet the Fockers or something here.
Have you ever cheated on your wife? Did you ever put weights in a fish?
Do you carry lead balls around in your pocket?
Oh, don't we all?
God.
Only for traveling.
So, yeah.
Not since breakfast.
Do you think we're in a recession?
No.
Wikipedia says no now.
No.
Ed, you're
my bad. Is Eric's ugly. So 129 dead at an Indonesian soccer match.
Oh, you saw that.
The least violent sport has the most violent fans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Turned into like a crushing thing, and then they started shooting tear gas, and people got trampled.
Turned into like the Who.
Yeah, it was like the Who in Cincinnati.
Well, didn't 30-some people die just from the tear gas instantly? Like, what's the deal?
It's
with
Indonesia.
that?
You can't spit on the sidewalk, but they can tear gas you.
They bought the tear gas from Russia.
I guess.
Yeah, who knows?
It's just sad. I saw that on whatever Saturday night. Was that when that was, or was that last night?
It was Saturday or Friday or something.
Like, I had to looked at it like 3 times. I'm like, wait, what? How many people?
Crazy.
That's unbelievable.
People in the United States get upset when one person's injured or something, and this is 129 dead. That's more than we don't know about the hurricane, but that's essentially close to what the hurricane's going to be.
And from what I hear, they went on the field to celebrate a win.
Really?
And then the officials went crazy and started shooting tear gas and the whole.
Why didn't they just shoot them with guns? It would have been easier.
Well, at first there was some fighting. There was fighting at first, right?
Was there? Okay,
that was the start of it. And even just the fighting, some people were dying in the fights for
I don't know. That's
whatever.
a story.
It's crazy.
Yeah, whatever. It's ugly. Or
that's
bad.
Third world countries.
Yeah.
So we got 2 more bads left.
One.
Yeah, my bad.
You're bad.
You're bad.
My bad is John Harbaugh not kicking the field goal yesterday. Take the lead at home with 4 minutes left in the game. I don't care.
Good call.
Who you're playing. I don't care. People can tell me whatever they want. All that. Josh Allen, they won the game, but they had a hard time winning all the times. You have a good defense. I agree. I don't agree with the guy going after getting an argument with the coach on science, but I agree with Marcus Peters was getting at. I think Marcus Peters took I don't know the word I'm looking for. By him not trusting his defense, basically. Marcus Peters took that as a knock on them, and then they end up losing the game 23-20. You force the team to go down and kick a field goal or score a touchdown and win, but he's still only going to do. I mean, if they score a touchdown, you think it is what it is. But they kick a field goal at tie, and you're still living the play. I mean, and Lamar Jackson made a poor decision. I mean, if he throws it out back in the end zone, then at least they got the ball at the 1 yard line or
exactly,
whatever it is.
Exactly.
But you're at the 1 yard line. I mean, just and here's what makes me laugh. Everybody's talking about everything around it and all this and all this. We went through this a couple weeks ago with the Bears, and it was a terrible play call. Blah. It's a terrible play call. Run the ball, score a touchdown, just pound it in. You're there.
Mm-hmm.
You're at the goal. If you can't score, you can't go man to man and win the game anyway. It doesn't matter. You're not going to win anyway.
Mano y mano.
Yep. Yeah, and you drop him back, and then him backpedaling. Once you start backpedaling that situation, Lamar Jackson's got to be smart enough to go, just throw it back to the end zone. And it is, and I get his thinking it's 4th down, but now you got to pick, and that's the worst case scenario because now they're 20. So I don't know. I would have kicked the field goal. That's my opinion.
I thought Peters was mad because they didn't let him score. I thought he was mad at some of the players going, why didn't he just, because that's what screwed him right there. When they got down to the 2, they had all that time.
But I think Singletary just went down. They're too smart. Singletary went down on the ground. He fell down.
Well, I thought they were going to carry him there.
No, he just curled him and went down, which is very smart because the Jets a couple weeks ago lost the game.
Well, Chubb did that.
Because of that.
Chubb scored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, the Jets won a game.
Yeah, they won because Chubb scored.
Yeah, which shouldn't happen. You shouldn't give up 13 points in 2 minutes or a minute and a half, whatever. But
yeah,
hey,
that was that crazy week.
If you don't allow it to a chance to happen, it can happen, right?
That's true.
So that's my bad. Now ugly.
Ugly.
Ugly Willie.
Hey, what are you
Yikes.
talking about here? You looked in the mirror now.
Yep.
My ugly is the Baltimore Ravens in their second half of football. They're up 20-3, 17-point lead, and they just couldn't make anything happen. I mean, they look terrible. That's what the second lead they've lost this year with a 17-point lead. So,
At least watching from like my phone, because I wasn't watching the game directly, it looked like that game was rigged. They were just dominating through the first half.
Yeah.
Josh Allen had only like, I don't know how many, wasn't many yards, couldn't do anything. And then I turned back on later and it's like, it's 20-20. I'm like, what the hell happened? They didn't score. They didn't do anything.
no, I mean, you couldn't I didn't look at this, but I wonder how many offensive plays the Ravens had the second half. You know? Because I know, I think, didn't Buffalo have like one drive or was it Baltimore had a long drive, like a 9-minute drive?
Yeah.
And didn't
It
score.
took up a lot of time and didn't score.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
it was a disaster.
Yeah. Yeah. Ugly.
Well, I mean, I had already had the soccer game written down. I'm trying to think of another ugly now that he took that as his bad, but yeah, just an ugly situation. It's just terrible, actually.
Mm-hmm.
It was bad.
Yeah.
My ugly. I thought Eric would have took this. Brett Favre in another controversial situation.
I'm trying not to pay attention.
And he so he's got two things going on right now. So one's like the using funds from his foundation or whatever to support his daughter's volleyball program, which probably is not going to be illegal. I mean, there's probably stipulations there. He can use it for whatever he wants. You know, it's donated funds. He'll probably, I mean, is it right? No. I mean, but it's Brett Favre.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to do the, oh, sorry, I didn't know. Oh, shucks. You know, I'm just a hillbilly from down south with millions of dollars. Oh, shucks. Like he does every time. But the other situation where they were taking welfare money and funneling it into things, and then they said, well, nobody knew about it. And there's text between him and I think it's the governor or lieutenant governor.
The governor's someone that was
he was formerly on
speaking
the staff
for the governor back and forth. They were talking back and forth. So
And,
I don't know if it's lieutenant governor.
Somebody's pretty much already turned in evidence. They said they're going to take a plea, and then released all these texts and everything going back and forth that proves he's lying. And that's fraud. I mean, because that's fraud against the government. That should be a felony. So, first things first, Favre somebody should take his phone away from him. I mean, that has never worked well with him. I mean, it goes from a dick pic in the hot tub, cheating on his wife while she's got cancer.
Jamura was the one.
Just Jamura by himself, probably. Yeah. What was the other one? Oh, he threw that pick in the Minnesota game. Oh my God! Why would you? Oh, it's a Super Bowl! That he did that one.
Yeah.
I mean, he had the Vicodin, the Brett Favre cocktail thing going on. He's an idiot.
He's had a history, hasn't he?
He can't be this stupid.
Gunslinger.
Yeah,
he had a few concussions in his day.
That's over here. He's like, man, I wish
that was even a thing. They didn't even know what those were. Oh, I got my bell wrong.
That's where we're going. Man, I wish we had a quarterback with all those problems. What the hell? He is just his whole life has been that way. Just flying by the seat of his pants doing stupid
He always
shit.
comes out clean though. He'll come out clean.
That's what I say. He's gonna
time will tell. I don't know if he'll serve time.
He's gonna do his oh shucks,
He'll be under house arrest for a little bit. Whatever.
Yeah, he is.
Throw some money at the problem.
This one's pretty bad.
I'm gonna put it this way to you. He's a Republican.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he might do some time.
So he's not getting no breaks by any judge. I'm just saying that's how it's working now. I mean, if nobody believes you, just read the article. Just read. I mean, I'm just saying, being where he stands for and all that,
they're gonna get him.
It's gonna be tough, man, for him.
Wait until we find out there's.
You know what? And I'm not saying it's wrong. He should get in trouble. I mean, I'm not saying.
It's definitely wrong.
But there's You're saying there's a two-tier justice system, kind of.
If you were saying it was right, I'd question you a little bit here.
If you sent me some cash, I'd be like, oh, he's good. It's
Wait
all-
until next week we find out in the
What a good
Caribbean
Samaritan.
there's a Farve Island in the Caribbean.
Well, I'm going there.
I'm in. Yeah.
I'm just going for the snorkeling though.
Next week's studio sponsored by Brett Favre. Back here.
Let's go.
Oh my God.
So my ugly is the Syracuse Wagner game, 59-0 at halftime. The over and under was 63. Both coaches come out at halftime, decide to play 10-minute quarters, and the game stays at 59-0. No other points were scored. Vegas actually
Does somebody die?
canceled all bets.
Yeah, cancel the bets.
Yeah, it's not a fair game.
Yeah. So I was like, what?
How did they just
How
decide
did
to
you
do
come on and
that?
go, we play on tape 10 minutes because we're like, what are you in high
This
school?
isn't a 12-year-old soccer game.
This is like Division I football.
Let's do split squad.
If you want to come
You take that field, we'll take
if you want
that.
to come play a Division I football team and you know you're asking, you take your lumps.
Yeah, play the game.
You take your lumps. It is what it is. You showed up and you got because they get paid like decent amount of money to do stuff like that.
I assume Wagner was the one with 59. Right?
Yeah. No, Syracuse is 5-0.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they a
Fighting
pretender
Orange.
or a contender?
Is Baber still there?
I would say.
When do we start doing pretender contenders? Or is that going to be a segment?
Well, Scott's the pretender.
Yeah.
Let's start there. Oh, good one. Contender. Yeah, we'll start that.
Maybe next week.
Talk about that next
I'm
week.
gonna jot it down.
Yeah, jot that down. I got one right now. It's easy. Pretender contender.
Oh, are we starting this
Dallas,
week or next week?
Dallas.
I mean,
We got a lot to cover. We'll talk about next week. No, I think Dallas is pretty good. They can. Well, like I said, they were gonna win games without.
That's the division now.
Without-
All of a
with
sudden,
that-
to win.
That's a good division now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is.
One of
Yeah,
the better
it's gonna be
divisions. I mean,
competitive.
well, you got 2-3-win teams in the
We're
Central
watching
or
this-
North.
Yeah.
So
This shit division with the Niners and the Rams and the Arizona
Look
Diamondbacks.
at the
are-
leaping.
all the teams the Packers can't beat are
Did
playing
you
each
see
other
how
right now.
high how high Ramsey was in the air there?
Dude, I
Jeez.
saw it the other week. Maybe it was him too. Like he was like, it was crazy how high this. It was a cornerback, and he was like at least as high in the air as he was tall.
He was-
I got
he
told by
was-
a
And they
baller.
said white man can't jump.
He was Cooper Cup height. He's not
Jalen Ramsey. That's not
Jalen Ramsey.
not a white guy.
He's
Well, it's the cornerback.
corner number 5.
The guy that was nicknamed Toast after the Super Bowl, but
He
then
was Cooper
he
Cup
played better
high.
than-
My mistake. Like there's no white cornerbacks. Oh wait, there is not. I
Is there?
don't know. I'm just joking. I have no
I
idea.
don't know if there is.
He was
There was that Jason
Brittany
Sehorn
Greer
guy.
high.
Sehorn, yeah.
That was 20 years ago.
He was as high as Brittany Greer.
Wow.
Oh my! I got a joke about that yet.
Okay, good. Let's do good. Let's pep up our spirits here. Willie, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My good is Michigan State soccer.
Oh god damn it!
They had a good. Was that yours?
That was mine.
Oh, it's every
That was
week.
all of ours.
Well, no, it was a great week for them. They had two.
I was in Door County.
What,
playing
you know some
dodgeball,
kid that
Michigan
plays
State
on the
soccer.
team?
yeah, I do. They beat number six Penn State
Nice.
2-1 in
That's great. That's
in
a good one.
And I'm just
Pennsylvania.
giving her shit because you know
and
you
they
always
beat Maryland on Sunday 4-0. So they're second place right now in the Big Ten.
they're on fire.
Wisconsin's 5-0, and they're like 4-1. 4-0.
Until Paul Chris gets a hold of
Yeah,
him.
wait till Chris. I was gonna say.
He's a new soccer
Wait,
coach.
who's the coach?
He's part of that 11 million.
Barb Christ.
He shows up like Mrs. Doubtfire. Is that what you're saying?
Hello, guys. Okay,
my footing.
let's run drills.
Because his wife divorces him and takes the kids, but one's on the soccer team.
Oh my gosh, that's
We
great.
got a movie. That's a screenplay already. Oh my god.
Offsides. It's offsides.
Good job, young girl.
Lost a bunch of stuff.
Come here, ladies.
Throws lemons and limes at him. There was a drive-by fruiting.
Drive-by fruiting. Okay, you're good, Eric. No.
What happened to the show?
It's perfect right now. Perfect.
Well, my good is I think how Cubs and Brewers fans feel, and probably other fan bases around the Major League Baseball to see the ceremonial 3 Cardinals walking up the field the
That
other
was cool.
night. That was really cool, and it's good because as a Cubs fan, those 3 guys are athletes a lot. But yeah, it's good. Good legacy. I mean, guys that played a long time. Too, which is great. Same, well, he hosted for a while. Did Wainwright have his whole career? No.
Yeah,
His whole career.
St. Louis full time, right?
Atlanta.
Oh, yeah. Did he leave
Yeah.
Atlanta?
I think they Atlanta. I thought
Molina was there.
Molina was there as well.
He was a Cardinal for life. So,
Kevin Rash, if you're listening.
so a double good. Good to see great careers and sayonara. Yeah. Peace out.
So you're a
He's so good. My good, yeah, Brian Robinson coming back. I don't know if he played this week, but they said he was back.
He did not play.
He did not, but he was ready.
He'll be back next week.
Yeah. So it's good either way.
Yep.
Yeah, Wainwright started, was selected by the Braves, and then traded to the Cardinals for J.D. Drew.
Okay. My good is, I never really thought of this until yesterday watching the Packers game. You say it out, you think it, you don't really say it out loud. And I know they lost, but Bill Belichick is one of the best coaches of all hands.
Those timeouts he called? Genius.
Yeah.
I said that to Logan. I wasn't watching the
incredible.
game because we were running around like crazy, but you're driving around and I heard, and I'm like, he is so, I'm like, just when you think he's old and you just kind of like, he knows exactly
game.
what's going on at all times in the game. And other coaches would miss that.
Yep. He saved himself 3 seconds. One less throw for Rodgers. If you want to give him a chance to get across
just
the line.
Genius.
But I will kind of jam a little bit for not trying to be more aggressive when they got the ball at the 50 and trying to go. They kind of ran twice and put the Pork in a situation where you're throwing. But still, that was the whole game for them to be in the game like they were with a third string quarterback in Green Bay, and that's a tough task. I mean, Green Bay's not playing their best right now, but they're winning. But I'm just saying, I never thought that game would be close. I thought it was going to be at least a double-digit victory.
So did Vegas.
Yeah. Although I did take New England in the thing because I didn't. If I would have been able to change it, I would have changed it if I knew the quarterback was going out. I would have done. Oh, they're done. They're done. They're going to get killed.
Bailey Zapp.
Yeah. Zappa Moon Unit was the running back, and was a Zappa. so that was a good battle. So let's
do something.
Let's do something here. Let's do this. So we're gonna have
you call him Sparky?
Yeah, we're gonna have Steve Fifer on from Sparky Fifer from.
Hello.
Hey, Steve, how are you?
Good.
So we got you on. You're on. So just so you know.
And you can't fucking swear on the show. So
I picked that up. Good.
So we got Ed, Eric, and Willie here, and myself. So how's everything going? First and foremost, how you been?
Doing good, man. Got a 2-month-old baby I'm taking care of now, and keeping us busy. So yeah,
congratulations.
Always something.
A boy or girl? I can't remember.
Girl, Tatum Grace.
Awesome. Congratulations, man.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
So let's start. We talked about this already. Get your take on it real quick on the Paul Chryst firing yesterday. Pretty quick firing. What's your feeling on that?
Stunned. Absolutely stunned. Didn't see it coming. Of course, they dropped the news during the Packer game of all things. But yeah, I was really taken aback by it. I didn't think that you fired the guy that got you the job. And that's essentially what Chris McIntosh did, right? So Paul Chryst was on the hiring committee to hire the next athletic director after Barry Alvarez. He's the one that put in the good word and helped get Chris McIntosh that job. And then into his first year, Paul Chryst gets axed by Chris McIntosh. Like that's a pretty crappy thing, how that whole thing played out. Now, the questions I have are simply one, did this come from above McIntosh? Did this come from booster money and wherever else? And he kind of got forced into doing this. Or was this truly his decision that he made at the end of the day? That I don't know. Don't know if we'll ever figure that one out one way or the other. But to do it this early in the season, to me, screams, one thing, which is, if there's somebody that you really want, and you're afraid that, another university like Nebraska or somebody is going to possibly snag the guy that you want, then you probably want to get this done as early as possible to give you as much time to have your guys go through the back ways of communicating with whoever you're trying to get in the door there at Wisconsin. Now, Jim Leonard, the defensive coordinator, being named the interim head coach, obviously everybody believes he's the leading candidate. My thought on that is you could have waited to the end of the season to get rid of Paul Chryst and then said, okay, Jim Leonard, you're going to be our guy. The fact that they're giving him these many games to try and prove to them, if that's what this is all about, that he can be the head coach, to be quite honest, I think might be a little bit unfair. I mean, you only have what you have at this point. He didn't get a training camp with these guys. The offensive coordinator is the guy that, Paul Chryst hired, and he has to now work with going forward. I'm not quite sure this is really a fair deal on Jim Leonard to judge him based on the rest of the season. Because that means, if they don't win a bunch of games, which they probably weren't going to do with Paul Chryst anyhow, Now, does that make them question whether or not Jim Leonard can be the guy if he doesn't rattle off 3 or 4 wins in a row? I just don't know. For me, if it was me making this decision, Tom Fornelli has a great piece on CBS Sports listing off like 10 guys that would be possibilities for Wisconsin. Jim Leonard is the one guy that has no head coaching experience on the entire list. And if you're at this point as a program, Barry Alvarez and Brett Bielema and Paul Chris, we'll forget about the Gary Anderson years. But with those guys as head coach, you've established yourself as a top 25 program, a perennial bowl program. So now as athletic director, where do you want to go with this? Do you want to stay status quo and we're good? Or do you want to push the envelope and see if you can take this program to the next level and see if you can make this a playoff team, see if you can make this a team that can, show up in a Big Ten Conference championship game and not get blown out by 40 points. Maybe that's something you want to do. And if that's the case, then there are more than enough qualified guys out there that you can go get if this is something you want to do, because Wisconsin will be an attractive job, providing they're willing to pay the money to get, one of the top head coach names that are going to be available.
We talked about this a few minutes ago before we started talking to you. Do you think, and he got fired pretty quick, the process was expedited, it seemed like, do you believe that Brett Bielema doing it to him at home the way they did it was part of the process? They just said, we can't have this. And do you think Barry Alvarez might be still poking his head in the door and saying, yeah, we can't let this guy who we pretty much kicked off the campus beat us like this?
He kicked himself out.
Oh, well,
Bielema quit.
Yeah.
But
is there bad? Is there hard feelings, and is Barry still involved? Is that?
Well, I'm sure Barry will always be involved. But Paul Chris was Barry Alvarez's guy. So I don't see Barry Alvarez trying to get Paul Chris forced out. I just don't see it. And then if you go back to Chris McIntosh talking to, I think it was Jim Polzin in the Wisconsin State Journal, what was it, last week or the week before, talking about, Barry Alvarez went through, up and down years as well. And, we still believe in Paul and this will be fine. And, just have to get through it. And then fast forward a game or two later, he's out. Now, does this have to do with Bielema and Illinois? Maybe. Maybe they look at Illinois and go, that's not a very good team. But neither is Wisconsin.
Yeah,
and
that's a good point.
That's something that's a problem. And you look at Nebraska, a perfect example, right? So, you win all those years with Osborne. Then you have Solich. He wins a bunch of games. Then you go through a drought. Then Pelini comes in. He does pretty much the exact same thing that Chris has done. And they move on from Bo Pelini. And they get Scott Frost, and it's been a complete train wreck. It's not because Scott Frost couldn't recruit. His recruiting classes were good. He couldn't develop. His coaching staff wasn't developing the 4-star kids they were getting, and they couldn't take him to the next level. Graham Mertz was one of the most highly sought-after touted quarterbacks to come out. Every university pretty much in the country was recruiting him by the time he got out of high school, including Alabama. He stayed true to Wisconsin and came to Wisconsin. I was one of the fools that said, oh, man, by the time he gets to his junior year, we're going to be a playoff team with these highly rated recruits that got coming in the next couple of years. And Graham Mertz really never got any better. You could say this year he's a little bit better, but he definitely didn't develop to the point that everybody thought. And Paul Chris, that's his position. That's who you develop. You've been the quarterback's coach this whole time until this year. That never got developed. And the recruiting classes have been really good the last 2 or 3 years, and they've not been able to put it together. So you want to point to a reason why, maybe he got fired. That very well could be it. And then what I think, if there was anything that did him in, was the quotes after this game against Illinois. When these guys like Graham Mertz and these other players are talking about how Paul Chris had pretty much a come to Jesus meeting at halftime of that Illinois game and said, look, here's the line in the sand. So either, get your head out of your butts and show everybody what you're about. Otherwise, this ain't going to work type deal. And they went out there and had maybe the worst half of football they've had all year at Wisconsin, turning it over and everything else.
Yeah.
They said after the game, he had that meeting and then they went out there and died. So, if you're looking at this and you're going, did he lose the team? If that's your best thing you have, that's your best rah-rah speech, and they stunk that bad, maybe you lost your locker room.
So, real quick before we move on, we're going to move on to, I want to ask you about another Wisconsin team that's a bit of a train wreck right now, possibly. But who do you think, real quick, top of your head, who do you think, if it's not Leonard, who would you think or would like to see as the next Badger coach?
I want Leipold from Kansas. That's who I want.
Yeah, we were talking about
I just interviewed Leipold last week at 12:50 a.m. thefan.com. I'm going to listen to it. And everybody knows Leipold. He won at Whitewater and everything else. He's going to come in with his offense. that won at Whitewater, that won at Buffalo, that's winning at Kansas. It's not going to be the same offense that we've been running at Wisconsin forever. He's been able to recruit kids and coach them up to turn around, programs that were not very good in Buffalo and Kansas being the worst. And be able to get them to compete in short order. So not only can he recruit, but his staff can coach guys up and put them in a position to win.
What is his offensive scheme?
Look, he's not going to have a standard drop back pocket quarterback, right? It's going to be more of a mobile type quarterback that's going to get out and run. And it's going to be an option style offense with the ability, obviously, to throw the football some, sure, but it's going to be quarterbacks and get out and run. And Paul Chryst isn't going to recruit that kid. And I'm guessing Jim Leonard's not going to recruit that kid. It's going to be more to the like of maybe a Gary Anderson type offense than what they've been running here with Brett Bielema and Paul Chryst and so forth.
So like an RPO style offense, basically.
Yes, for sure. Just watch. I'm telling you, Kansas has game day there this week, and they get TCU. And that kid, that quarterback for Kansas, I mean, if they continue doing this, he's going to be in the Heisman conversation. I mean, they're already asking Leipold whether or not he thinks he should win the Heisman. They're only 5 games in. They got a tough schedule. I mean, they're not going to run the table by any stretch of the imagination. Quarterback is unbelievable. So that's going to be kind of, what you're looking for. And that type of multiple style offense, which isn't a pro style offense necessarily, but it works. And it's won at every level that he's been at. But even if you take a step away from that and you go, okay, we want to go outside of, the state of Wisconsin, right? And we're going to go for a bigger name. I mean, look, the Boise State coach Peterson, he's out there, he's on TV. Would he want to come back and would he want to coach? He won at Washington. He won at Boise State. He doesn't have the track record and the mess that Urban Meyer has, but he's proven and he's won.
Well, he comes off as like he made what Gonzaga is to basketball. It's Boise State to football, basically.
Yeah,
what that is.
Correct.
That's what it is. It's totally the same team,
exactly.
same concept. Yeah. Okay, so
exactly. Go ahead.
So let's talk about something else here. When I said train wreck in Wisconsin, I think the expectations were so high for this team, but the Brewers right now, do they make the playoffs?
No, absolutely not. No, I mean, they're losing 2-1 right now. I'm watching the game in the 6th.
This is the last shot, right?
Yeah. This is a matching number for Philly. I think is 1. This is where I'm at. I put this out on Twitter today to somebody that was tweeting at me, and you guys can answer. Of the hitters on this team, which ones would you be mad at if the Brewers moved on from in the offseason through trade or whatever?
Ed, answer that. Ed's our baseball guy, so Ed, answer that.
Willie Adames.
Which one?
Willie Adames.
Willie Adames would be the only one?
I'm trying to think of another one. I was just at the game like 3 days ago, and they didn't impress me at all.
The most common thing I saw was Hunter Renfroe and Willie Adames.
Yeah,
those two.
Renfroe's a good veteran hitter. I agree with that.
Right. So those two were the guys that I saw. Everybody else, they're like, yeah, fine, go ahead and move on from. The issue is Christian Yelich. So while Yelich played better in the leadoff spot and so forth, his numbers and lack of power do not justify the money he's getting paid. He's got a no trade clause. So how do you move on from Christian Yelich so you have money to be able to bring back and keep a Woodruff or a Burns long term? Because you have offense coming that are all at AAA right now, right? I mean, you've got a starting outfield at AAA plus another guy if you put them all together. So you have more than enough outfielders. So you can move on from Yelich. The problem is you're going to have to attach a Freddie Peralta or somebody like that that's got some team control that's a pitcher for a big market team that would be willing to, hang on to a Christian Yelich, like an Angels team or somebody along those lines that would be willing to take that contract if they got a really good pitcher, to go along with Yelich. And then Yelich obviously would have to sign off. That's why you say Angels, because he's from California. So maybe he would be fine with that. But having that contract, I think, puts him in a horrible position, because if that contract screws you from being able to get Burns or Woodruff back because you can't afford to pay $20 or $25 million or whatever the number ends up being, that contract's going to look even worse, and even more people are going to be mad at Christian Yelich.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's why I thought the answer for them make the playoffs.
I was thinking maybe Texas would match up good because they could always use pitching.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean,
right. I mean,
there's only a few teams that are going to spend that kind of money, though.
Correct. Right. Absolutely. And the other part about this that goes with it is, when do you say, to heck with it, we're going to bring up our kids and play our kids in our lineup? You know, when are we just going to bring them all up, right? You're going to be Joey Weimer's going to come up, and Del Felix going to come up, and all these dudes are going to come up, and they're all going to play at once, and we're just going to roll the dice and see if they can hit at the major league level. You know, does that happen? You know, sooner rather than later? And how long do they stretch this out for? Because David Stearns, you know, there's been all this talk about, is he going to the Mets? Is he not going to the Mets? At this point, I think if your market gets announced, so you go, I'm good. You can go. See you later. And Matt Arnold, you're the president of baseball operations, and figure out who the general manager is going to be. And whoa, I mean, again, I love David Stearns, and David Stearns I trust, but this here has been a complete disaster. Obviously, I mean, this offense is about as bad as it gets, and I know offense is down around Major League Baseball. And I get all that, but I mean, to consistently get runners on base with nobody or one out, and consistently not be able to get guys in, is just absolutely ridiculous. And Craig Counsell is going to be here as long as Craig Counsell wants to be here. So they're not moving on from Craig Counsell. That's clear as day. So where and how are you going to change this roster to put you in a position to try and win while you still have Woodruff and Burns before they leave in free agency? That's the question. And that Hader trade ruined the clubhouse. And that's not even questionable. I mean, you've seen what everybody's had to say about this in that clubhouse. I don't think anybody realized how fragile that clubhouse was from a mental standpoint, but it's clear as day now. They were very fragile, and that kind of pushed everybody over the top.
The Hader thing, I at the time I thought it was a decent idea what they did, but now you look at it more, people are all over it because every time you talk about Hader, they go, well, look at his stats in San Diego. We understand that, but being comfortable makes you a different man sometimes. And
this is the other thing. But Scott, this is the other thing, right? When Stearns made that trade, my point on that was, he doesn't think they're good enough to go compete for a World Series.
Yeah,
he thinks they're good enough. Right. He thinks they're good enough to go to the playoffs without Hader, but he doesn't think they're good enough to go any farther than maybe a round or whatever. So he's going to make this move now, figuring I can get more now for Hader than I can after the season. And if you remember, Hader was not pitching well.
No.
So if he thought they couldn't fix him, and that was the consensus from the coaches, were like, maybe we can fix him, but we don't know long term what this is going to look like. Fine, then we got to move. Then we got to make this deal now and see what happens. We'll be able to make do with whatever I can pick up off the scrap heap, because it's a bullpen, right? And you figure something out. You got Devin Williams and Boxberger back there. We'll be fine. And it blew up in their face.
Yeah, Hader's going to be fine next year. He had problems with his wife's pregnancy.
Right.
They had the problems with the All-Star game where he backed out of that. It was all like in that 1 week period. He was killing it up until that point. I think
we had like
19
the other thing that happened was
something.
Right. There was an article. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the website Sports Info Solutions. And a guy went in and really super analyzed, over the top analyzed Hader prior to him getting traded, and found out that his arm angle had changed. And it wasn't changed a lot, but it changed enough to where the ball that was being hidden wasn't being hidden as much anymore. And they thought, this article, that hitters were having an easier time picking the ball up off of his hand because his arm angle changed somewhat when he was pitching. And it was minute, but you could see the difference in how the numbers changed when that arm angle changed. So I don't know if that was brought up to him by the Brewers or if the Padres brought that up or whatever, but that was an interesting point that when they pointed that out in that article, you're like, okay, it's probably not that much of a deal, but maybe it was.
So next thing, one last topic with you. Obviously NFL is going on, and the Packers, you deal with them a lot. What do you think of the Packers as they sit right now at 3-1 after 4? I mean, obviously 3-1 is great after 4 weeks. I mean, any team would take that, but what do you see and what do you like and dislike about the team right now?
I think if you're a Packer fan, you're pretty happy to be 3-1, knowing this offense hasn't figured it out yet.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, I saw Dan Orlovsky was on ESPN today talking about they're second in the NFL in explosive plays to this point as an offense. That's crazy. I mean, if you look at this offense and go to second in explosive plays, how is that possible? But it looks like they hit on a rookie wide receiver in Dubs. It looks like you've got Watson, who might be something. They're using him on jet sweeps and so forth, but he might be something here at some point. They've been able to run the ball really well to this point with Jones and A.J. Dillon, and that was the whole point of emphasis this offseason, was they were going to focus on those two, not only running them, but having them in the backfield, being able to throw both of them out of the backfield, and that plan has worked pretty much to a T. They've overcome Bakhtiari still not being right. He played a majority of the snaps this last game, so that looks like it's going in the right direction. Elton Jenkins doesn't appear to be a right tackle. So they're going to have to consider putting Yash at right tackle. And Matt LaFleur was asked about that today in the press conference and said everything's on the table. You know, they're considering how they get their 5 best guys out there, and, you know, they're going through that process. So maybe Jenkins gets moved back to guard and Yash ends up being the right tackle at some point. So we got to deal with that. I think Tunney and Beck at tight end has been huge for them. Gives them a little bit of a safety blanket for Rodgers, who he's comfortable with. Cobb looks like he's discovered the fountain of youth at times. So that's been a big bonus for the Packers too. And then, you know, defensively with Joe Barry, I'm not a huge Joe Barry fan. I'm just not. But having said all of that, I mean, Rashawn Gary's a man-child right now. And when you've got a dominant pass rusher like that, you know, it should make things a lot easier for everybody else. The problem they have right now is Quay Walker just is horrible against the run. Absolutely horrible. And they've got to figure out how to get him more comfortable and in better situations to stop the run, because he's not helping them at all at this point. So I think that would be my one concern there in trying to stop the run, that they have to get Quay Walker figured out in the middle.
Yeah, that's one thing. Only thing I would say the running thing is they're having trouble stopping the run. And the only game they did well against was weird against the Buccaneers, but I think the Buccaneers not having weapons on the outside changing where they're going to play. And it was weird. You think you would have used that same tactic against the Patriots yesterday? You know, the same exact scheme and all that, because it should have worked, because the Patriots doesn't screen great receivers. When you look at the team, they got some decent receivers, nothing great off the page. So I was kind of surprised they had trouble with the run yesterday. That was one thing that surprised me. I thought they were going to win that game by double digits, no problem. Especially
when a third string quarterback came in the game.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this game's over. And I was watching Red Zone, and I'm like, oh my God, this game's close. And they were winning at one point. I'm like, this is crazy. I mean, so
the Patriots have a great defense too. I mean, and we talked earlier about Belichick and how he's just a genius. I mean, just does things at the right moment, pushes the right buttons. So, are we talking? I mean, we have Sparky on. Are we talking Bucks at all, or what? Or is it too early?
Sure, whatever you want.
I was going to say, is it too early? Maybe we have you back on in a couple months and go take a look at the Bucks. I mean, you got Middleton's going to be out. He's not going to make the first game because of his wrist. And obviously Joe Ingles, which I think is going to be a great addition. He's not going to play till winter time. But where do you have them? Are you looking at them as a favorite in the East?
I mean, I think right now in the East and how this whole thing sets up, obviously I think they're a top 4 team, right, in the Eastern Conference. I think the Boston Celtics are going to be interesting to kind of see how that whole thing plays out, especially losing your head coach now for a year, and how they adjust and play for the new guy who's been an assistant there for a while. That may have an effect on them. I mean, that may, you know, put them back more than anything, which would be a benefit to the Bucks. Brooklyn, look, man, you know, Durant and Kyrie and this whole thing in the offseason, and Durant wants to be traded, and Kyrie. And then they both say, well, we want to play together. We just want to play here. Nobody was really talking about it. But guys, think about it. They both want to play together. They just want to play there. Here's what I've been saying. They don't want to play with Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons put them out to dry and didn't show up for the playoffs. No, I can't play, man. I got too much stuff going on. I can't play. I'm telling you, those two were done at that point. They're like, we are not going through a whole season with this dude. This is not happening. No. And obviously they're back, and Simmons played already in preseason, so that's good. But I think that was the biggest reason was I think they had to sell Durant specifically, probably, that Ben Simmons was going to be there and he was going to, you know, do everything he had to do to be on the floor. That's how I think this whole thing played out. I think that was a sticking point in all of this. So we'll see. I mean, they've got enough talent for sure to be, you know, one of the better teams. From a Bucks standpoint, Jay Crowder's on the block, and I would love to see the Bucks make a move for him. That to me, that would be huge for them. Yeah, that would be a huge move for them.
He'd be their new PJ Tucker. That's what he would take
Correct.
in a row.
You need that dog.
And a better offensive player than Tucker.
Way better. And he's just as good on the defensive end, just as he's got the same tenacity. He's just way better at around the basket, too. Way better.
Yeah,
and
no question.
We got to deal him. What do we got to do to get him if it's not anything crazy? I mean, I know they signed Noir to a little deal, and I know they're big on their rookie from last year. I know Drew Holiday was all over him, talking him up, that he looks awesome right now. The what's his name? The rookie from last year. That looks like he's 45 years old.
From last year?
The Bucks, the guy they drafted last year. What's his name again?
They drafted Beauchamp this year.
Beauchamp was this year.
This year. I'm sorry, Beauchamp.
Yeah. We said last year.
I'm sorry. I
off.
apologize.
Like, huh?
But they love him. Drew Holiday had a whole thing. He talked about him like at just love him. He loves him.
He just can't score. Other than that, he's great.
Yeah.
He's not a shooter. He's definitely not a shooter, right? I mean, Beauchamp.
No, I mean, he's going to be a guy that gets out and runs and throws down a dunk, but they're going to have him out there for defense. He's long. He's quick enough to defend, and that's why he's going to be out there. And there was a big story in The Athletic today. I think Eric Name wrote it, talking about how Wesley Matthews was kind of taking Beauchamp under his wing. And it's kind of been his role model. And, coming in and out of that first game, he was right there with him before he even got to the coaches as far as what he wanted Beauchamp to do, differently, or what he was doing well and so forth. So it feels like that team has kind of wrapped their arms around him. Matthews says he sees something special in him, and they just got to get him, to that point. So we'll see.
Yeah. Okay, Steve. Well, hey, thanks for joining us tonight. Taking your time out from your little one.
Hey, I mean, I know you're a Bears fan.
Here it comes.
I'm curious. I'm curious. I like the hiring of the head coach. I like Getsy, but you don't really know about Getsy necessarily because you have Rodgers and all that. Obviously, like we're finding out about Nathaniel Hackett in Denver. So you really don't know how good any of these dudes really are. But I knew Eberflus was pretty good from his time in Indy.
Yeah.
But the Fields thing here, to me, I mean, if you all stink and you win 3 or 4 games and a Stroud from Ohio State is there or something along those lines, are the Bears just going to pass on those dudes and just take somebody else?
Quarterback.
Well, I don't know. I have no idea. I think right now they're just handling the whole situation. And the bottom line is this: when you look at the Bears, people want to blame everything around the situation. Everything. It's polls now. They're looking at we don't like what he's done with these players. And Brisker he's been good all year, and yesterday had a tough game. And also Kyler Gordon, they had a tough. But if they had somewhere else to go, they would. Well, why? Why do you want to go somewhere else? Let him keep getting beat. Learn how to play the game. You're not winning a Super Bowl this year. If he gets beat, grin and bear it. It is what it is. If Brisker can't understand how to stop. You can't understand how to stop a RPO with Daniel Jones on bootlegs. That's a problem. I mean, that goes to me. That's just people not, because I tell you right now, people want to blame Eberflus, but I know Eberflus is a great defensive guy, very good, and there's no way he teach those guys how to play like that. It's just mistakes they're making on the field. It's their fault. And like Jimmy John said years ago, and I say this all the time. It's Jimmys and Joes, it's about the Jimmys and Joes, not the X's and O's. Right now, that's what it's about with the Bears. They don't have the Jimmys and Joes. Not even close.
Right. And like you said, though, you have to understand you are in a full-on rebuild.
Yeah.
That everybody has to understand that, and you can't lack patience. Yep. But they think, to me, it's still going to be that if they win 3 or 4 games, and there's going to be a bunch of quarterbacks in the first round in this draft. And if they're sitting there, top 3, top 4 picks, and one of those kids are looking at you, and Poles did not draft Fields, does he take his own quarterback?
Yeah, and
if he does, what does that mean for Fields? Does he get moved on draft day? Like, I don't know, man. That is going to be a difficult situation.
And Poles it seems like he's hell-bent on having his guys in the building.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
And that
most GMs are.
And I have no problem with that. And, you can blame Getsy and all that, but I was watching the game and just a tidbit. And I understand this is me sitting in my chair watching this. They showed a replay of a play and I saw it right off the bat. I looked at it in the replay and I go, it was Mooney in the slot.
Yep.
And all he had to do was beat the linebacker. And as soon as he got to the linebacker, even 5 yards off the line, the linebacker was just turning. All he had to do was throw it to the middle of the end zone. It would have been a touchdown. Instead, he scrambles out and gets like a 3-yard gain.
Oh, he got like 12 on that. That was one that was going to be the touchdown.
No, that was a different play.
Did you see the whole thing on that though?
And the Komet play early in the game too. He does a little naked bootleg
right.
on the goal line.
That was bad.
Just throw it to Komet, get 4 yards. And he took a sack. Or he got
so is he just lacking confidence then?
Yes, I think he is. I think he's scared to throw a ball, and I think he thinks that if I make a mistake, I'm not going to have this job. And the problem is just fling it, man. If I'm getting pressure, here's the thing. If he throws a pick as he's getting hit, hey, you got to fix the offensive line. Everybody sees that. But I read something today about it. It came out today. With a clean pocket, he is like 14th for 18 this year, and he has like a 94 QB rating with a clean pocket. Now, he hasn't thrown a lot of balls, but that tells me he at least understands how to throw a ball but as the game unfolds, it's like the turnstile quarterbacks in Chicago and a lot of young quarterbacks. as the game goes on, you start confident, but pressure starts building and the game changes.
Yep.
It starts getting too
No
fast.
doubt.
It starts getting faster than it really is, but it is a fast game, but it gets too fast. And I don't think he's a bad quarterback at all. I'm still on him having a chance to be good. Because I've seen guys like Zach Wilson and stuff. They watched him play yesterday. He came back, but I'm watching him play in the game. Like, they look exactly the same. He just won the game. He just won the game. That's the difference. I mean, he didn't lose. He won. All these young quarterbacks, besides maybe Trevor Lawrence, are jumping off the page right now. Go, okay, yeah, but Trevor Lawrence was drafted number 1 for a reason, and he's showing that right now. At times, he can play. So, like I said, it's a weird situation. And I'm patient. I'm not one of those people that are going nuts. I don't expect to win a bunch of games. I don't.
Did you see that play though? And they talked about it, Eberflus in the interview, where Mooney was supposed to go up the field and kind of do one of these, where he I don't know what it was. I don't know anything about football.
I'm so glad we have you on the podcast.
So Fields has time. Mooney runs instead of that. Nobody pretty much covers him. He just goes straight. He's wide.
Was that from the 25?
I don't remember where it was. So he doesn't throw. He tucks it, takes 12. He gets 12 yards on it.
But it should have been a touchdown.
So Eberflus goes, and Mooney actually said this as well. He goes, well, that wasn't the route that I was supposed to run. I was supposed to run a 4, whatever. I don't understand the terminology.
Yeah.
He goes, but it was wide open, so I took it. And Eberflus goes, yeah, that was not the right route, but he had time.
We have to learn this.
He had time. Yep. He's got to make that play.
Do you think Rodgers and Brady and Manning and all them would not understand route adjustments? They all do. That's how they're so good.
Oh, that's why route
adjustments, when your receivers are on the same page, that's how you're so good in Hall of Famers.
Other than Rodgers missing Lazard last year. But, yeah, I mean, they see those plays more often than not.
But I agree with you, Steve. I don't know. I thought the same thing. Next year at the top of this draft, they're in that top 5, top 6, top 4.
You got to take a quarterback.
Do you take? I mean, does polls go? Yep, we're going with our guy, and we're gonna. I don't know. Or or is it a good trade value at that point? Trade for extra? I don't know. I agree
because right now, I don't think there's going to be a wide receiver in the top 5 or anything like that. I think there'll probably be a defensive lineman, a couple other guys. You're looking at these mock drafts because I'm a nerd. You look at some of this stuff, there's just not that guy. There's not that Randy Moss guy that you're like, okay, that's a difference maker. We're just going to take the stud wide receiver and he'll help Field. That guy's not there. So, to your point, okay, maybe you're up there. Maybe you trade back and you just get extra picks for this year and the next year and ride with Fields. But you better be right, because if that guy you pass on ends up being something, Holston's going to get himself fired over it if he doesn't take the next great quarterback.
And that may be what you said exactly right there. It might be the whole situation of it's about his job too.
Correct.
It's not, I mean, I like what he's done so far. I agree with you. Everything he's done so far. This isn't, if people think you're going to see it right away, you're not going to see it. No way. It's not going to happen.
Nope.
But it is what it is. So, hey, Steve, thanks for joining us once again. Like we said, I'll get a hold of you and we'll maybe do some, once the Bucks are immersed in their season, we'll talk a little basketball. Maybe near the end of the football season, we'll do a little Packer talk and we'll see what's going on then.
We have some fatherhood.
Always fun, man. I'll come on whenever y'all want me, man. All good.
Awesome, sir. You have a great night. And thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Sparky.
You betcha. Take care, guys.
Yep, take care.
Yep. Bye.
That's Steve Sparky Fifer, 1250 The Fan AM out of Milwaukee. Yeah. Thank you, Steve, for joining us. Always a great conversation. He in touch with all Wisconsin sports real good.
And he never takes a breath.
No. He's crazy. He can do that when I get going.
I've had to pee twice just during his one conversation.
Yeah, he can roll. That's for sure.
His baby is 4 months old now.
And you know what? You know what the difference is? You can tell
she's 3
between him and us is he remembers our names.
So anyway, let's talk about.
Good point, Joe.
What do we have here? You have anything?
I got a couple things from the that conversation. Scott says that he's still on him about Justin Fields.
I heard that as well.
Great.
You said I'm still on Justin Fields.
And Grin and Barrett. You said Grin and Barrett, which is awesome because it ties in with the Bears.
I did it on purpose.
And Ed said he was wide open and I took it. Which is fantastic.
Reminds me of in honor of homecoming.
Yes. So that's what I had.
Okay. Jace, you had something? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just want to say sorry for being late, guys, but I was in
I didn't even know you were here.
Wait, listen.
I was in a I was doing a photography event for the president and his administration. It was for a congresswoman who had passed away. Her name was Jackie, and for some reason, Mr. President kept looking for her.
Is Jackie here tonight?
And
No,
she,
he died in 70 he died in 72.
He wouldn't let me.
Oh,
he
I thought it was
wouldn't-
Jackie Robinson you were talking about.
He wouldn't let me in. He kept insisting that I stayed until we found her. But then Jill found him some of his favorite ice cream that calmed him down. Then he had a sugar crash and had to leave, so he could go to bed.
He's doing corny Ed jokes now.
I knew I had to steal it right out of your book.
When
I was gonna say it's rubbing off on him, but
when's the shower stall?
And he does have his poster in your bedroom.
Oh my god. Yeah, we are in Jason's bedroom, aren't we?
I have that in a 16x18 flag.
Flag.
I know a sticker guy. You want a sticker?
Oh yeah,
that's funny.
Oh, we should have done that.
Grin and Barrett.
I don't do stickers.
Grin and Barrett.
We should have done that for Will Rock Fest. Got stickers of that. Put the Benchwarmers on
we
the
should have
back.
done Benchwarmer stickers.
Oh, yeah.
We thought
that's
about
true.
that.
Yeah.
And then when did I tell the story where the girl stuck the sticker on my butthole?
Yeah, you did. You did.
Wait, what?
Okay, I wasn't sure if I told a couple. If I went and did that with Benchwarmer stickers, well, that's probably a good spot for them. But you know,
Yeah, good point.
those are scratch and sniff.
Oh my.
Smells like mothballs and farts.
Smells like
It does.
And Malort.
And Courant beer, black Courant.
Courant, please.
Oh, it's French. Sorry.
So
Courant.
my fun fact of the day: Pujols' first at bat at Busch Stadium was a homer, and his last at bat was a homer.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Let's discuss. We talked about that. What do we have here? You have a shower stall?
No.
We have a beer.
Yeah, we do, but
wait.
we just opened one. Let's hold off
Okay.
on that. Do we want to talk?
Oh, thanks for bringing us each one.
There you go.
Oh, hand one over here.
Willie's in charge of the beer now.
Let's
I don't.
share one.
I had plenty of time when Sparky was going crazy to
It's a
drink
hazy,
a beer.
hazy
Just suck the
IPA.
whole thing down.
You want to share? Just
Yeah,
give me
we'll
like
share it.
give me like quarter cup. You have the rest.
You want a new cup?
No, that's fine.
He needs flavor. He may not like the flavor.
Do you want me to give you the description of the beer, even though it's not the beer of the week?
Go ahead. Sure.
So it's Stone Brewing out of San Diego area. And it's called Enjoy By, and then they always put a date on it. So 10/31/22, which is Halloween, obviously. So this beer was canned on the 20th of September, and they're telling you need to drink it before the 31st of October. So just for all you beer
What's it got,
enthusiasts,
eggs in it or
and
something?
all you beer drinkers out there
Very-
who enjoy IPAs, this is a good rule of thumb on any IPA. Check the
Like
date. A month or two at the most.
6 weeks. 6 weeks.
The problem is there's so much there's so many IPAs out there in the store that are look at them. There's in the store they're 2 years old. They're going to taste
skunky.
like shit.
Yeah,
They're going to be bitter. And then that's I think
bad.
that's why people have
It's
this
strong.
see, and you usually have the impression of IPAs. I don't like IPAs. If you drink them fresh, IPAs are good.
That is good. I agree. I'm not being
Yeah.
funny. That's really good.
No, it's
real
good.
Smooth.
And it's a hazy version of the
hazy
beer. Yeah.
It's really
So
strong.
that's not the beer of the week,
Well,
though.
it
I just
is.
wanted to
It
inform you.
It
beer
is
drinkers.
9.4.
It's the 9 point. I can tell, man, just by
It's strong. Yeah.
just the
He's
taste.
starting to slur his word already.
Well, so what is the bourbon show?
We need to get Sparky on here.
We need a 6.9 alcohol.
Oh,
That'd be the Benchwarmer special.
we
So
should
let-
save that for ourselves.
Let's talk a little bit. When we'll go around. Is that what you want to talk about?
No, I was gonna bring up like a new potential.
Go
thing
ahead.
We don't talk enough fantasy football, I don't think, on this show.
Yeah.
So I had a thing. I'm like, I wanted to talk about what was your move of the week, and then what was your screw up of the week when it came to your fantasy roster. And I want to tell everybody about my move of the week.
What was your move of the week?
Now, if you remember last week, who was I
That Heather enjoyed?
Who was I
Did
killing?
you change your
Who was I
team
killing
name?
last week? Carson Wentz. Yeah. So I went ahead and dropped him out.
Did you pick up?
And I picked
Geno Smith.
Geno Smith.
Oh, we told you to.
No, I'm sorry. I picked up future Hall of Famer Geno Smith.
That's a great move.
And he scored me like 40.
Did you win?
I did win. I won in that league, yeah.
So what was your bad move of the week?
Why don't you guys do your?
All right,
your-
I'll tell
your
you my
good, and
bad
I'll
move
give
of
you.
the week.
I definitely have a bad move. I'm
So
sure.
I had in one league I had Alexander Madison, and I last week after I put him in, and I'm like, I think I had Khalil Herbert as my other running back, which is solid. Yeah, he's solid.
He got me 11 points.
So I had Madison. For some reason, I got injuries and some other stuff going on. And Madison, they're like, well, Delvin Cook's back. He's off the injury list even. I'm like, shit, this is like on Saturday or whatever. So I put in my other running back, Michael Carter. But I wanted to put in Miles Sanders. And I didn't notice until the games were going. I looked in.
You played me in it?
I lost 32 points.
Is that not the one we played?
No. I had the best team and you beat me by a half a point. But I put in Michael Carter instead of Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders puts up like 32.7 and Carter put up like 4. I think I still won that, but I didn't even notice until after I grabbed the wrong guy when I was doing the editing on Sunday or whatever.
I'm going to tell you something. This is between us. Don't tell anybody else in your fantasy leagues. So should I turn the mics off?
Yeah. Turn them off. Yeah.
I firmly believe, and it's I shouldn't say no, but I think drafting running backs in their first round is so overrated now.
Yeah, I think those days are done.
I think it's receivers. I took one league. I took 3 receivers, and my bench guy and my running backs ended up being, because it was a 3 receiver league, and I think I have Hilaire, and I had Javonte Williams. He got hurt. Etienne, but he has been kind of a bust.
Yeah.
But I also have another guy. But they're good enough with the receivers I have. And a guy traded me Josh Jacobs this week. Josh Jacobs and CeeDee Lamb I got for AJ Brown.
Yeah, it's a steal.
He offered me the trade.
I mean, my first pick was Barkley, and my second pick was Diggs, because I had back.
And Barkley is the best running back right now.
Yeah, those are great picks.
I'm actually I'm happy for.
I am
Saquon
too. He looks so explosive again. He looks awesome.
He looks back to normal.
He was direct snaps and everything yesterday.
He's a good kid too.
Yeah, I do like him a lot.
He's really good.
No, and I felt bad all
this
those couple of years of injuries. That's good. So did you have a blunder? Or did you have
my bad. My bad this week was I didn't know I had totally Pollard in my lineup over Hilaire. I talked about.
So you had some technical difficulty.
I thought I never had Hilaire in my lineup, so I must have been messing around with it and switch. I would have never not started Hilaire, because Hilaire gets more touch than Pollard.
Yeah,
Pollard could have that.
I do start Pollard in a league. I started him. I do start him in a league
because he's my other back, and I just start him. It is what it is. But because I have decent receivers, so hopefully he does well. But yeah, did
you have a good judgment call you had to make?
I'm trying to think. Go ahead, Willie. If you know your move of the week, I'd have to.
I had 2 of them. So I have Swift and I have Cook. So I wanted to handcuff them. So I got one. I didn't get the other one.
Did you get Jamal Williams?
I didn't get Jamal Williams.
See,
That's who I needed.
Yeah, I
needed him.
He scored a lot of points.
He scored a lot of points.
Yeah.
But I got Madison. So
okay.
I mean,
so that worked out.
That's the only thing that worked out. But I really wanted Williams because
Yeah.
I knew he was going to have.
I have Williams, handcuff, and Swift in another league, and it was huge.
Kind of, I'm not messing with that, but kind of a under radar starting Tani over Gesicki is why I won that, because he gave me 10 points. Gesicki only got me 4.
Yeah,
and I'm starting. Tani, I picked it a lot of leagues like late. It's just to start him. He's going to get a chance to score every week.
My genius.
He's not going to get a bunch of catches.
What's your genius?
Starting Hawkinson in every league I have.
He's the only tight end you have.
Yeah, I was going to say. Well,
I got Tyler Higbee as a backup because Jace told me to get him.
That's the other thing with fantasy too. Like, I bet we all have this guy.
Still genius
through 4 weeks. Do we all have this
Look
guy?
at the big brain on Ed.
Do we all have this guy through 4 weeks that we just keep thinking is going to play well and he just hasn't?
Like my whole dynasty team.
Every week you're like, okay, I'm sticking with him. I'm sticking with him. My guy right now that I'm sticking with, hasn't done anything is Dawson Knox.
I don't like Knox.
Everybody else's person.
I'm starting not
Kyle
to like
Pitts.
him.
Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts is killing me right now.
He's killing me in one.
Because you want to start him.
Because Mariota is
him.
garbage, and Mariota don't throw to nobody. He just puts his head down and runs almost every time they hand the ball off.
But
it's like the Bears' offense. It really is.
You know what's going to happen? The week that I don't start Knox, he's going to score 32 points.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
Here's what I was just looking at my first team I pulled up here. Godwin and Kamara. Kamara's my number 1 pick. He's been garbage.
Well, Godwin had okay game yesterday. He scored.
Yeah, he's going to start playing now.
In that game
he's going to start playing now. Yeah. So, but I'm just looking at guys I got on the bench. Luckily, I have like Pierce and Herbert and a couple other guys there. But Kamara's been garbage. He's on my bench.
Yeah.
He's the number 1 pick.
So we go over some games from yesterday.
Okay, let's talk.
My one blunder from the week is Antonio Brown.
Oh jeez.
Did you guys?
Did you guys hear about that?
Yeah, I got.
No,
awesome
I didn't
tweet.
see anything.
You didn't hear about Antonio Brown?
No, we guys had text
sent
all
the
day
picture.
long.
Yeah, he sent a picture to all of us.
I know. That's why I heard all about it.
You saw it. Okay.
I thought we were gonna have a whole segment on Antonio Brown. I was getting prepared.
He don't deserve a segment, man.
No.
Well, did you see what
I was actually looking for a beer in the store that was called like Pool Time because I know there's a beer out there called Pool Time.
Well, today he's just being dirty pool because he posted a picture of Giselle hugging him after.
that was before kickoff last night. He posted
He's off. And even Barstool Sports.
He's been off the charts.
Barstool Sports posted it and said, "Yeah, this dude's got to go."
Well, he
even
started,
Barstool Sports.
If Barstool said
this,
it.
we saw this coming. He started getting crazy even his last year with the Steelers. He was starting to lose his shit.
Oh, yeah.
He was starting to lose his mind. Didn't he get?
Well,
he had
you
a
seen
bad
him-
hit.
You seen him on Hard Knocks? Well, Vontez Perfect. That messed
The
him up, I
perfect.
think.
Ever since that, he's loony.
Well,
Wrapped
did
tight.
you see what Robert Griffin tweeted yesterday?
Yeah.
Antonio Brown was showing more D than the Lions and Seahawks game.
And then
It was pretty large.
Who
It
said,
looked like.
RG3 said that?
Yeah.
Did
he
that's
tweeted
good.
it.
Did you see what he AB posted himself? Yeah, you guys should be looking to pick me up.
Oh yeah, I showed you.
Oh,
Yeah, because I sent it to you guys too because
Yeah.
I've shown I can expose a D pretty good.
Yeah.
Jesus, the dude just
Any tag at NFL.
And he's got pot on him in where was he at? Not United Arab Emirates.
Is pot marijuana
That too. He had that besides. He was cooking the stew
or like flowers, like
Yeah.
a flower pot?
Yeah, he had. That's what he was.
He had flowers, all right.
He had his chrysanthemums with him. I forget what I was saying.
Mums?
But he had pot with him and was bragging about it. It's like you go to prison there if you even have it in your system. Because somebody got busted, like they had to go to the hospital for COVID. And they're like, oh, you got marijuana in your system. That's prison time here.
oh, like the Russia thing.
Yeah,
right?
it's
like
essentially the
Brittany,
Brittany
yeah.
And
Griner
their
thing.
prison
Yeah.
time there is worse than Brittany Griner's prison time.
You can't smoke in Dubai.
Is it Dubai where he was?
Dubai.
I don't know. Where,
Yeah, he's
where-
in Dubai.
Yeah, it was Dubai. Mhm.
Okay.
He was rooftop pool in Dubai.
Yeah. So he's like, well, he's insane anyway.
You can show
so-
your wiener off, but you can't smoke pot.
Was he there with Dennis Rodman?
Yeah, Dennis Rodman. I think Dennis Rodman's more sane than he is.
Right?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
for sure.
yes.
But it'd be fun to see those two guys around.
I let Dennis Rodman babysit my goldfish, but not Antonio
Wait,
Brown.
wait, wait.
Rodman
Dennis Rodman
decided
should have
he's
an
gonna mentor
intervention
him.
with him.
Intervention.
Who would you rather have lead the country? Joe Biden or Antonio Brown?
Oh wow, that's a tough question, dude.
They're one. and the-
Dennis
they're-
Rodman.
They're one and the same.
Can we choose Rodman?
I don't know.
Well, think about it like this: whoever you pick, they're not actually going to be leading the country.
Well, you know, Antonio Brown's in the pool with a lady, and Joe Biden was with Corn Pop
He would be
in the pool.
No,
he was
wasn't
one bad
He
dude.
was a
bad
Pop.
dude.
Yeah,
he was
bad
with little
dude.
kids in the pool.
He was out behind cost cutters sniffing hair buckets.
Oh my god.
He was
Great segue.
he was sniffing perm solution.
Oh my god.
So week 4 the NFL.
Oh, you are so full of crap.
You are.
What the? Oh, I forgot that's the whole intro I did before.
That's
I
right.
forgot about that. I'll play next week.
That was awesome, though.
So week 4 is is finishing up, but we'll go over a few games that happened yesterday. We already talked the Bills-Ravens game. 23-20, Bills win, move to 3-1. Ravens move to 2-2. The Vikings win over in London after another double doink happens to Will Lutz. 28-25, Vikings move to 3-1. Also, the Browns. And you guys have any comments about these games? Throw it out there.
Yeah, I have Will Lutz. That was my worst
Double
move.
doink, yeah. Browns lose to the Falcons. 23-20. Atlanta.
figure
Atlanta's
them out.
surprising 2-2.
The Browns last week were like the Browns are pretty good. This week it's like what?
Yeah, it's up and down with them. Up
Yeah.
and down. Bears Giants. Giants win 2012. Bears fail to score a touchdown. Michael Badgley goes 4-4 field goals and gets cut today. Because Carlos Santos will be back.
Yeah, what was going on with that
yeah.
guy?
Okay.
Personal. And it didn't come out. I have no
I think
idea.
it was a family thing. I think.
Yeah, it was personal.
And he went 4 for 4.
Yeah, Badgley.
Good
had
for
a
him.
Good day. Good day. So
Kickers are up, and he'll get
good
another
trial
job.
for him. Good trial for him.
Yeah.
Someone might want him. That's I know. What team was struggling with kickers?
Oh, there'll be plenty.
Yeah.
Them,
Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, them.
So Bears moved to 2-2. Giants moved to 3-1. One game tie with the Cowboys and one game behind the Eagles. Jaguars.
Usually you talk about the Bears at the end.
Oh, I was in line.
You're
we
saving
talked
the
about
Lions. You're
we
saving
talked
the
about-
Lions
we
to
talked
the
about
end.
the Bears
We
already. with
gave
Fifer,
up on
yeah.
that already.
Yeah, we talked. No, I'm not giving. I don't give up my team. I'm
Not your
gonna-
team
Oh,
on the staying in order.
well, I do. I try, but we already talked about the Bears.
Yeah,
with
that's true.
Fifer.
Oh, good
So
point.
yeah, we got talked about them,
That
and I get kind of nauseous when I talk about them. So
You talk about the Lions. I got something to say.
okay,
I got something to say about them.
Jaguars go in and look good to start the game. Can't finish out. The Eagles move to 4-0, 29-21. Another just a gut. I think it's a gutsy win by the Eagles to move into 4-0. It really was.
No, the game was rigged.
Are the Eagles the best team in the NFL?
No, I think the AFC is way greater than NFC, hands
Okay,
down. Not
that's
even
fine.
close.
Best team in the NFC?
Right now they are. Yeah, they're the most complete, I think, at this point.
Just one more question. Jalen Hurts. Did you see it coming or not?
I didn't like him much.
Yeah,
I did.
I'm fine with him.
What I'm hearing is an incredible leader, a great leader.
I'm a fan of him now.
Yeah,
I am. I like him. I like to watch his game.
Takes control, and the Philly fans love him.
And you know what?
They love him, and that's a plus.
Well, until they lose 4 in a row.
Yeah, then they'll be
then
batteries in the snowballs,
burning crosses in his yard.
And he understands.
Oh my God, it's Philadelphia.
Dude.
That's what they do.
Grin
They're
and
horrible.
bear it.
Grit and bear it.
They're horrible people. Go
And
to a
the
Bears
thing,
game or
he
something.
understands adversity too, because he dealt with it in Alabama.
Yeah.
When Tua took over.
Yep.
You know?
Alabama.
Chargers hold on to beat the Texans 34-24. Chargers move 2-2. The Texans move to 0-3-1. Jets.
The Texans team is not that bad.
No,
not that.
They're
good
not
either.
that good either. Yeah. They stole my joke.
I'm sorry.
But once again, that's your case of the AFC being just better, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a good league.
Yeah.
Steelers, Jets upset the Steelers at Pittsburgh at Krisher Stadium, not Heinz Field. 24-20. Steelers moved to 1-3. Mike Tomlin in danger of having his first losing season ever.
That's right.
2-2. The Jets are now.
Did you just put him on the hot seat?
No, I'm not.
Is that
Tomlin.
the Jets' best record in like 20 years?
First time they went back-to-back games, and I don't know how long it was. So it's been what was them back-to-back games? Was that them?
I think Joe.
Yeah,
Namath
they beat the Browns and they beat. The
Yeah,
Steelers
so
back-to-back.
first time they went back-to-back games in like
Joe
years.
Willie Namath was the quarterback.
Kenny Pickett will be the quarterback in Pittsburgh. Moving on forward.
Is that for sure?
Mitch, yes, they named it today. Mitch.
Oh,
Trubisky
okay, because
will
I
be
know
and I
a lot
love
of
it
people
because
thought he'd be on the fence.
George Pickens had his best game of the year yesterday with him as quarterback.
What's the over under interceptions for the year?
He's the new Brett Favre.
But did you watch the game? The first interception he threw was off Claypool's hands.
Right.
Second one's his fault. Third one was a Hail Mary.
Right.
So he threw 3 picks, but it should have been 1 pick.
I still think he's got it in him to throw some.
Didn't he rush? He ran for like 8 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns.
Didn't he?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns. Yeah.
8-2, man.
He's running.
Potato.
Well,
He's running for his life.
I mean, I was listening to ESPN Chicago. I mean, they basically said Trubisky is going to be a journeyman. He's going to make a boatload of money
He'll be
and just
Chase
be a
Daniels.
placeholder. Yeah,
There's nothing wrong with that's a career, man.
Well, look at Chase Daniels. He's got a Super Bowl ring now.
Honey, we're moving again.
So, I mean,
yeah, but it's a great
perfect.
career.
Yeah. Let the rookies.
There's only
develop and come in when you
32
need 'em to.
freaking star quarterbacks, and probably
32.
And 12 of them suck.
There's like 12 good quarterbacks
Yeah.
in the NFL. The rest are just.
And Bailey Zepp is one of them.
I'm going to say 20.
20 good quarterbacks.
No, I mean guys that can be NFL quarterbacks. There's
they
like
are.
12.
They
I could
are
agree to
actually.
that.
You know what I'm saying? Like like this guy here, the good
Allen
looking guy,
Robinson.
Garoppolo.
Oh, Garoppolo is
Yeah.
I
mean,
see
he's
what
probably
you're
like the
saying.
14th or
Yeah.
You know, there's the Joe Flacco type guys, but they're just.
I mean, there's 5 teams that.
Well,
jury's still
Geno
out.
Smith's the best quarterback in football right
I would
now.
say with the Bears, you say a jury's still out types thing. You say with.
What do you mean right now?
With maybe even Zach Wilson, jury's still out.
Goff's decent.
Goff is having a good year,
But he's
with
not
it.
top
I mean,
12.
They put up how many points yesterday? 30. We'll get to it.
Goff had 33 for me.
I'm just saying, you know.
Yeah.
I think Pickett's the new Brett Favre, you know, 120 yards, 3 interceptions, 2 rushing touchdowns. Just got all the categories checked.
Purple Crocs.
Bunch of money in his pocket that's not his.
Sweet tea sipping mother.
So the Seahawks and Lions in the highest scoring game so far this season, 48-45, and that was a scoregami.
Was it really?
That's what, yeah, right?
Yeah,
What?
first
Wait,
score-
what
It was
was?
first time that score 48-45. I did not believe that. It's a scoregami.
There's no freaking way.
I didn't believe that at all. But it
is the 1073rd scoregami in NFL history.
Yeah.
That's
But-
crazy.
yeah. So Seahawks win a good game, back and forth, 48-45. There was not much D.
No.
Antonio Brown. So what do you have to say about the
I have
Lions?
something to
Yep.
say. So the Lions are the 6th team in the Super Bowl era to have both the passing touchdown and rushing touchdown leader through 4 games. Pretty impressive, huh? Jared Goff is tied for the lead with 11 passing touchdowns. And Jamal Williams, who I should have had on my team.
Gosh, we should all have him on our team.
Well, I got Swift, so
He's got 6 rushing touchdowns. So,
and what's the record?
1-3, and I think the point differential is 3.
I think
And they've given up the most yards and
most points
Points.
ever up until this point in an
At
NFL
this
season.
point,
Yes.
In 4 games.
But they could be 1 win better, 2 wins, but it's just weird.
Yeah.
How NFL
Well,
works.
like,
It's just like my
there was a
fantasy
bad
team.
call.
They should have
yesterday.
won.
I mean,
They
it's-
should
So
have
you
won
know what?
last
I will
weekend.
say one thing in the NFL, and the offense is fairly young. The NFL, it's hard to score in the NFL. So if you can score and you can fix your defense, I think it's easier to make your defense better than your offense. I think it is.
And also, I want
you know what I mean. Your offense can carry you through. I mean, look at the Packers for the last 4 or 5 years. I mean, their defense was okay, but their offense was always putting them in position to win
that
games.
offense was really good enough to keep the other defenses off the field. Right now, I was going to say this when Sparky was talking. That Packer team, they're not sustaining drives at all.
And Rodgers is making like odd throws, like just throws.
Yeah.
He missed like a swing pass. He threw a pass.
Oh, I know, it's awful.
It was like I was like, what?
Even he gave himself the stinky eye.
I turned the game on and I turned it on as it happened, and I was like, you know how your head just kind of has to focus on it. You're getting old, and I just in my head I just really thought it was. Yeah. I'm like, oh, okay.
Never missed
those rookie receivers to be like rolling their eyes.
Yeah, come on,
dude.
Yeah.
Dude, come on.
I know we're talking about the Packers now all of a sudden, but is there any other quarterback, maybe Brady, that the camera is in his face from when he walked out the tunnel?
Sure. I'll tell you what, if I were those guys, I'd wear a visor all the time.
Mahomes gets it.
I'd wear a visor.
They follow him everywhere.
Are we going to talk? Did we talk? We didn't talk about this.
Anyway, Packers win.
Hold on.
You got
back to
Lions,
Lions real quick here.
Go ahead.
And the Lions did all that without Swift and without St. Brown.
And they're probably their future best receiver, Williams, isn't back yet.
Yeah.
I think St. Brown's the best receiver.
St. Brown's great.
I don't care when Williams gets there or not.
I don't know.
St. Brown is.
It's going to be hard to take out the number one. He's a legit number one.
They're going to have 1 and 1A. That's what they're going to have. That team's going to be legit next year. They're going to score some points next year.
70. And that's all you got from Lions?
That's all I got to say about that.
All I know is
all I got to
I'm
say
hoping
about
Hawkinson's the only receiver coming up.
And Hawkinson was the number one receiver at tight end. He had 179 yards.
Yeah, he had a great game.
So you probably don't want to say anything because you don't want to jinx them, right? Like we don't want to all of a sudden say things like, "This Lions team's pretty damn good."
I think they are. They just need to fix their defense.
Right, we don't want to say that. We don't want to jinx the Lions.
Well, they lost your safety because he tore his Achilles.
Yeah.
That was huge. So
now the Bears, Packers, and Vikings all got to be like going, what the hell, man? They're putting up some points.
I'm looking forward to that Bears-Lions game.
I don't want to play. I don't want to play the Lions. I really don't. I mean, personally,
they're like
I would get my ass kicked if
kicking you with an ass cheek or whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna chew off an ass cheek.
The coach alone would fucking kick my ass.
Doesn't matter if you have 1 ass cheek and 3 toes. I will beat your ass.
And 3.
So Seahawks moved to 2-2, and the Lions moved to 1-3. Titans 24-17 winners at the Colts. Colts moved 1-2-1.
I can't figure out either one of those teams.
Yeah, John Taylor was injured in that game. He should play. They're saying bad, but as Taylor goes, the Colts go, and every game he's had hasn't had a great year so far. Kind of quiet. Besides,
Henry had a good game, right?
Henry had a real good game. 114 and a touchdown.
Did we not say that? I mean, everybody said it. You know, how is he going to repeat last year?
Yeah, well, I mean,
it's hard. It's almost impossible.
It's a long year, I guess. He could pop off a bunch of big games. I mean, and you know,
all right, we're writing that down. Pop off.
So, Commanders lose at the Cowboys 25-10. Cooper Rush wins his first 4 starts as a Cowboy, first time in Cowboy history that's been done. He won his game last year, and he won 3 this year. So
I have a question about Cooper Rush. A question for you guys. You know what college he went to?
Yeah,
Old Dominion.
Old Dominion.
Central Michigan.
No idea.
That was Central Michigan's old name.
What's Old Dominion? I don't even know if they said pop off. I'm like, I'm with him.
Do you know what?
When I said it too, you bought into it.
I followed him. He told me to follow him.
Be a politician.
He's running for mayor. Goldie Williams.
I was going to get behind him.
Hey, Old Dominion.
I'm getting behind him,
and I'll be behind
Ed.
We knew it had to be a Michigan team.
You guys got to know.
Door County, one of the two.
And he's from.
Wait.
You know what town he's from?
Sheboygan.
Well, he's from Flint.
Nope.
Ask the question again.
Whatever town Old Dominion's in.
Ask the question again.
What town?
No, ask the question where Cooper Rush from.
Where's Cooper Rush from?
Sister Bay.
Charlotte.
Bailey's Harbor.
I would have never guessed Charlotte.
Is that what is that?
It's just outside of Lansing. Yes.
Oh. Yeah. So that's his home. Well, no, he didn't get to his home school.
He went to Central Michigan.
He was Central, but he didn't go East Lansing.
He didn't go to East Lansing because he wasn't good enough to be.
Right, but he's good enough to be the Dallas Cowboys quarterback.
It's like Tony Romo.
Tony Romo went to Old Dominion.
Yeah. Now you're being silly. We know he went to Central Michigan.
He didn't even go to college.
He golfed. So the Cowboys.
Speaking
win.
of Romo,
yeah,
they
Named
he
the
was in
field-
Burlington.
They named the field after him,
They
right?
named the field after him, and he was at the game in Burlington over the week on Friday.
Tony Romo.
Friday Night Light.
Tony Romo.
Tony
It's the Romodome.
Say it again. Say it again.
Romo.
Tony Romo. Say it again.
He makes good grip.
Tony Ramon.
Tony Romo.
It's a concrete guy. He doesn't make grip.
No, Tony Romo. Remember that restaurant?
Oh, Roma.
Roma. Why do you say it like it was? Is it? Yeah, we said like gonna play some castanets after you said it.
Tony's
I
dad
wish we
makes
had
shoes.
some. Oh, we need
Shoes.
Benchwarmers castanets. That'd be good. Or just a button. Castanets.
Are we still talking about sports?
Yeah, Cardinals win 26-16. Panthers with 1-3, 2-2. Cardinals are now, and Matt Rule was on the hot seat we said earlier.
Just like
Broncos
Ja Rule.
lose heck to Raiders, give the Raiders their first win, 32-23. Al Jacobs had a great game, 144 touchdowns. Adam won. In the Packer game, Lazard 116, Jones 110 rushing, Rodgers 2 touchdowns. Zappy, Moon Zappa touchdown, 10 yards.
God.
And then also Dolphins last Thursday night. Chiefs last night in Sunday Night Football. Go into Tampa in pretty dominant win, 41-31. Brady and the Bucs did not get it going, and the Chiefs never let off the gas after the game. The Chiefs.
Got something to say about that. So on that touchdown pass to the guy that you play on your fantasy team, that was awesome. He traveled 39.4 yards to make that little flicker.
Did you kind of see the
Dude,
look
that
on
was
his face
crazy.
too? He's almost like a little kid when he's like, that was awesome.
It's like
He goes,
backyard
He knew it was awesome before he did. He's like, this is gonna be so cool.
It's like it's like backyard football.
I absolutely love watching him play. I mean, it's a blast.
I agree.
And I mean, all of us were high on the Chiefs except Scott this year.
I got it right here.
He was picking the Bills, and we
My
all
Super
picked the
Bowl,
Chiefs, right?
Chefs versus the Eagles, my Super Bowl. It's right
Yeah, and
here.
I picked him third place, so I was
Okay.
all over the Chiefs.
If the Super Bowl was
Is there-
today, it would be Chefs versus the Eagles.
I was trying to
Just so you guys
explain.
know.
I was trying to explain to Logan last night about Andy Reid too. I'm like, Andy Reid is such a young, old, fat dude, isn't he? He's just innovative. I mean, he's part of this. He really
yeah,
is. He's part
absolutely.
of this process. And supposedly he studies like plays from like the 1920s and stuff, just kind of the gimmicky stuff that
They're working.
and they're working. It's amazing how innovative he still is after all these years.
How is Mahomes again with all this analytics? How did nobody go? That guy's the undisputed first pick
Well,
overall.
Did you? How many games did you watch him play in college, Patrick Mahomes?
I don't even know what college he went to.
Texas
Exactly.
Tech, I
Texas
believe.
Tech.
The only game I know.
Flint.
Still though,
Flint.
Old
He's
Dominion.
probably from. I'm gonna guess. I guess he was born in Minnesota.
Dad,
His
yeah,
dad
could have been in
played
Kenosha.
He was procreated in Cancun. No, I'm just kidding.
How would you come up with that? He looks like it.
Well, baseball
good
players, what they
weekend.
do during the offseason, they travel abroad, right?
Ah, I see where you're going with that.
Yeah.
It
a
would have
good
been
weekend.
Venezuela. Yeah,
Yeah, so yeah, Mahomes.
Could have been Dubai in a pool.
you can look. Yeah, I mean
His
he's
mom could just been swimming.
But he was. Yeah.
You
he's
seen
so
his dad
fun.
jerked
He's so
off in the
fun to
pool?
watch.
No.
Not
He is-
say what.
Yeah, he's a blast. I love watching him.
Like you said, when you see him make that
Mahomes
play.
was born in Tyler, Texas.
Ah,
Oh, okay. Well, did dad play
Oh,
for
he's
the
playing
Rangers?
with Rangers, yeah.
could have been.
Mahomes.
Could have been.
Pat Mahomes.
Yeah, he
Come on.
played on. I mean, obviously came
He
up
played
with the
He played on a
Twins.
bunch of teams, though, didn't he?
Yeah, he came up with the Twins. He came through Kenosha.
So the final game we're going to talk about is the Bengals knocked the Dolphins from the unbeaten 2-2. The Bengals are now 27-15. Dolphins 3-1. In that game, the controversy of the week was Tua getting taken to the ground, and it was hit so hard his looked like his fingers were in positions. It just everything was
Look like
messed up.
gang signs.
Yeah, and the funny thing about it is I don't know. I don't know. What did you guys take on this? I mean, they fired the neurological guy. I mean, he's a scapegoat. That's all he is. I mean, you're gonna fire this guy because it was his fault. Bottom line is your team is still in your best interest. So if they see him get hit the week before, he should number one. We all saw him wobble to the ground.
Right.
So no team doctor's gonna tell me as someone on that team that he's going back in the game that day. There's nobody telling me that.
Do you think the team doctor was on? God, I need some fucking points on my fantasy team. We got to get him back in. I mean, he's got no benefit other than to keep his job.
Yeah.
Because somebody's yelling in his ear. We got to get him back out there. We got to get him back out there. He's fine. Because he's got nothing to gain from that.
Yeah.
The doctor. He can only lose.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, Dan Patrick said the same thing about the guy that got fired. He goes, he's a scapegoat. He goes, I want this guy on my show. I want to talk to him and find out why he was let go from his position.
Well, and he was unaffiliated too. He wasn't even with the team.
That's how it's supposed to
That's
be.
supposed to be.
Yeah.
They're independent contractors.
But even if
basically.
somebody's in your ear, you got to be stand your ground.
Part of the reason some of these guys, they hire them, but they don't know exactly what the reason they're there for, from what I've heard. Right? Wouldn't you think, hey, here's what you're looking for. Here's what you need to do. You got to make a good decision about this stuff here.
But the coach, when he comes back out and he's like, yeah, who am I? Yeah, you're coach. Yeah, I'm Batman. That whole thing again. You can see it in his eyes. I mean,
Yeah, but this is a medical professional that I mean, he's got to he
didn't just do this because he's a wild card. The guy's like,
no, he's got
he
deserves to be fired. I would think.
Yeah, but he's a scapegoat. I mean,
I just think it's crazy that
I want to see his report cards up to that point because I'm sure these guys get graded on what they do, right?
No,
the Dolphins have had a lot of controversy the last 2 years.
Yeah, their owners
sure.
on the
With
sidelines
the
right
John
now.
Gruden,
Who's running the show?
With the John Gruden thing or the Tom Brady thing, and with the the Sean Payton thing, and then with Brian Flores, whatever went on with him, and just been a huge.
And they look really good, and then
so
now
that's the only person in the building that's doing anything wrong is the team that is independent neurologist.
Yeah, he's the
only guy that did something wrong within the last year or whatever. And like I said, if I saw him as a human being, when this coach, I'm gonna tell you right now that coach that's been good for him. I think this is fine because when he goes out there and goes, I care about my players. I know I'm in a bad position. You did the week before when he was hot. He was almost falling down. You had to pick him up, and you allowed him to go back in the game. You can say, sit down. Doesn't matter what Doc says. It's all up to the coach.
Yeah, that's true. That's really it's a good
So
point.
don't try to sit there and go, oh, I'm with my players. That's just a PLS type of move, type of weird company line thing. It looks like a slimy deal. It looks like a serial killer. I don't like
he is kind of slimy
after
looking.
I've seen him talk the last 2 days, I don't like him at all one bit.
You know, he reminds
Not
me
a
of
fan.
when Buckner coached the creepy.
Oh, a little like Cressman. I agree. Looks like Cressman's kid. Right?
Yeah, just a little bit.
But you can't tell me when he comes back from the thing and he goes, you're telling me he's all right? Yeah. Seriously. At least look at his eyes.
I mean, he got up and he almost fell down because he was so wobbly. It wasn't like a normal injury where you take a few steps and go, you can see he takes the knee because they're hurt. No, he had to be helped. He fell down.
You're telling me this guy's running the team and he goes, nope, looks fine to me.
Gotta ask
I didn't see anything wrong. Not out of place here.
And then the NFL in typical fashion, when he gets thrown down by the Bengals game, understandably, it doesn't matter, wouldn't save him. But where's a personal foul on that play? Because the way he got thrown down is not legal to throw. You can't even throw a player down like that. If I tackle the running back like that, I probably get called for it. No penalty, just I don't know if the refs are so stunned the way he looked. They were like, oh my God, they forgot what they were doing. But I don't know. I understand it's once again the coach basically threw everyone under the bus, said, oh no, I'm all about player safety. Well, no, you're not. Because he should have went back
to
make
the ultimate decision.
But you wanted to beat Buffalo. That's what you were looking to do. You didn't care about anything else that day but beating Buffalo. Now he's out this week. He might be out the next week. Who knows how long he's out? Now you lost him. Not that they don't have a terrible backup. I mean, who's their backup? Bridgewater, not a bad backup. He looked okay.
He actually looked good when he
looked
came in.
fine. So, but I just think to say stuff like that, you're not. Just don't say it because you're not telling the truth.
Well,
you're lying.
As long as we're talking about that, what about Cameron Brate yesterday?
Oh yeah, he had concussion.
Concussed too.
You didn't see the play?
I heard about it. I didn't see any of it, but I heard
the play. I mean, he was kind of grabbed his head, kind of
Did he come out?
Came out, but he went right back in.
Yeah.
So,
well, they said they have 12 concussions yesterday in the league, so they said, well, I wonder if they're making a big deal. You're going to Tampa, and I'm not saying such a but what do you think? Not, and it's early, and never have to count on Tom Brady ever, no matter how if he's 70 years old or 35. What do you think? I know what I think's missing right now, but what do you think's missing from that team right now?
His center.
No. Well, obviously players.
That and
Antonio Brown
and a good head coach.
I think Bruce Arians is missing from that team right
that's
now.
That's where I was going with that.
That's possible.
Bruce Arians is just a different guy, and we've seen the Todd Bowles experiment many places. He doesn't win.
He doesn't win, no, man.
And now
he's a good coordinator. Todd Bowles.
Yes.
Yes.
I agree. If he came to Chicago tomorrow or I'm Green Bay, you'd probably be like, awesome. That's a great.
But you're right.
defense coordinator.
Arians is like
Arians is a different breed. He didn't give a shit about what he said to Tom Brady. That's a coach.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit who you are. We're gonna make. And what happened? They talked about, it's not gonna work. And guess what? It worked out.
I remember about, I think it was 4 or 5 years ago, watching a Monday night game where the Chiefs totally destroyed the Patriots, Tom Brady's Patriots, and Sean his backseat. That was the same night. And I remember everybody in the media is like, Brady's done.
Was that the KC game?
It was the KC game.
I remember that.
He won the freaking Super Bowl that year, and he's won another one since.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say
he's probably like
anything. He's probably 11.
That was when he beat.
Don't say anything.
No.
About Tom
No,
Brady.
and I agree with you
done.
100%. I mean, I think that's what's missing right now on the team. I believe what missing is I just think Bruce Arians is a different animal, and if it was a health reason, but he's still there at the game. He's still, doing his thing. So I don't know. I think it's and not that I'm beating up on Kyle Bowles, but some guys just are good staying in their lane.
Yeah.
And that's his lane. It's not.
Who's the Bears guy? Wanasek or Wanacek? Wanasek.
He's got a knee.
He's a great quarter. I don't know his name. He had a crooked mustache.
He's got an ankle.
He's got an ankle.
Talk all the time.
He was a great coordinator. He was an awful head coach.
He wasn't very good at all.
No.
There's a lot of guys.
There's tons of them.
He didn't hate him. He'll never come out and say, hey, like, there was a little disdain there.
I can't believe with all the.
Well, look at the Packer guy that went to the Broncos now.
Hackett.
Well, that's early.
He sucks.
He's never been. You got to give him a minute to be a head coach.
I'm joking, but
Russell Wilson is not playing very good. It's not helping.
The whole Broncos team's not playing that well.
It's not helping his situation. But you got to. And you know what? What are they? 2-2.
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
I picked them for second place. They better get their shit together.
But yeah, Hackett. Hackett's having a tough time. But it is what it is.
I got something. So with all the.
You got something.
All the people getting carted.
You got a medication for that?
All the people getting carted off the field. We talk about DK Metcalf getting carted off the field.
Poopy pants.
He came out. It was hilarious. I mean,
you know what? He had one of those. I'm gonna tell you why that happened to him, because that guy had a freaking Detroit style Coney dog probably before he played the game.
Probably, yes.
And it's a wet chili.
Yeah.
Like Flint. It's a dry chili there up there, but in Detroit it's a wet chili, so it's terrible.
Yeah, he didn't want to waddle to the bathroom, right? We just brought up waddle.
I want some of Willie's wet chili.
Wet chili music. This is what DK Metcalf was on science. Like, oh god.
I mean, was he prairie dogging it?
His comment was he goes the butt clinch walk would not have done it for
me. Supposedly he said, he goes, you know what? I didn't ask for the cart. The cart was there, and he asked me if I wanted a lift, because he's like, I got to go to the bathroom right now, and he's like, we'll give you a lift.
And the funny thing is,
I love DK Metcalf.
The funny thing is, it said that the other tweets I saw today is the fact that DK Metcalf can run like 22 miles an hour, right? Like he's super fast. That cart was driving like nobody had to go to the bathroom at all, like 5 miles an hour, just slow. DK is just sitting there.
He's like, come on, bro.
Come on, bro.
His hair's not even moving.
And then there was another meme. The cart parked in the bathroom, waiting for DK to get out. That was the best. It's right next to the.
These are the best commercials. These Taco Bell commercials.
Oh no!
Do you watch those?
Pete Davidson.
He's Devontae.
Oh, they got Pete Davidson. He's ragging on their breakfast menu.
Yeah,
that's what he's on.
Well, that was Devontae, and it's like we wanted Devontae for our ad. It's like Devontae wanted a Taco Bell in his living room.
It's awesome.
And then he goes in. The best one is the first one. We talked about this. He goes up the Frisk commercials even better. He goes, yeah, as he's walking up, he changes from breakfast to lunch, and he goes, I can't get breakfast. He goes, no, sorry. He goes, awesome. I'm the one here. He goes, well, let me go talk to the manager. He walks back and goes, there's more people back there. And the other commercial was he gets his food, and the guy's like,
that's the one.
He goes, says something. I know he says something. He takes a bite, and the food goes over the counter, and he walks away. And the guy goes, well, I guess I'll clean that up.
He crunches it, and it goes everywhere.
I tell you one thing, Devontae's. You cannot. People that say that Packers don't miss Devontae are nuts. They did what they.
Of course, they do.
But the thing that makes me laugh is that he's became like he's all over now, making tons of money. What going to Vegas makes you more marketable? I don't understand.
Why wasn't he more marketable before?
I don't know. He still was.
Well,
he was a great player there.
He got a lot of press in the offseason
Yeah.
because of the way things went down.
People,
and
Rodgers
they always say even
But
if
he
it's
is-
bad press, it's
in the commercial.
good.
He's not as good as like a Rodgers. The new Rodgers commercial is hilarious.
I seen it, but I haven't heard it yet.
Where he got a body double because he hates practice.
Yeah.
Dude comes in, he's got like a
Oh,
hippie
I did
hair.
see that one,
He's
yeah.
when the football can't do it, and the guy's like, "Guys, we all get the rate." And he goes, "Oh," and the guy and he goes, "Oh, okay." And the guy, the surfer dude, that's him. He's playing the character and goes,
Yeah.
"I'm still getting paid, right?" And Roger goes, "Yeah."
I
He
did
looks
see
at
this
the
one.
other guy and goes. But it's pretty funny. It's Roger's become like the Peyton Manning kind of
What
commercial
is
guy. He has.
wrong with Rogers' hair last night?
Jenny's like, did he die? And I go, maybe he did.
No,
die.
I think he chopped it off.
No, he did. He's cut.
He's
It's been cut for a few
lost
weeks.
his mind.
But he cut like the bun, and now it just hangs down. It looks like a lunch lady's hair.
Yeah.
And now it looks like it's got sun in it. Like Jenny said, it looks like it's like Blake Brown. I go, it kind of does. I don't know what he did to
He's
it.
a California
He's such
weirdo,
a weird
man.
guy.
All those shrooms.
And he's like, whoa.
But then you see him like, what was it? Was it the
Well, I
last
think he was
drive or
on
whatever?
shrooms yesterday.
He looked horrible at the beginning. Not horrible. Yeah, he looked pretty bad for Rodgers.
He looks like he needs a hairnet and a spoon.
Yeah. But that last drive, then again, all of a sudden he's Aaron Rodgers again,
Well,
flinging the ball all
the
over the
one
place,
that- the play
nailing
that-
guys 23 yards
The pass to
downfield.
Tanyan.
And missing swing
Yeah, it's
passes.
like, what? Dude, it was a
That
laser
was-
beam.
And Tanyan made a great catch too. That was great for
I don't
really.
I don't understand how you go from, missing a guy like Scott said, a 6-yard pass, he missed him by like 11 yards. And then at that last drive, he is just gunning stuff everywhere and just hitting everybody.
I didn't see any of it.
That's the only thing I saw.
I
think.
heard some of it on the radio. I barely saw any of that.
Yeah, me too. I did that end. But yeah, what else we got here?
Willie's got to have something.
Where'd he go?
I don't know. Where's Willie?
We used to always be able to.
Oh, you got to do your beer.
We're still doing another
Yeah,
beer?
Yeah,
I'm already
we
hammered.
got to do a beer of the week, but so we used to always be able to after week 4. It was like, oh, quarter of the season's over, but not anymore. Because now we have 17
We'll do it
games,
on
so.
Thursday.
So Thursday, I'm gonna use the restroom and get the beer.
Oh,
What
that's
is the
good.
beer of the week, Willie?
I don't know. It's in there. It's called, what was that thing from that one?
Some kind of swear word, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was. I bought it last week. I don't remember.
This show's going downhill.
While we're wasting time here, you see Brittany Griner, everybody knows she's stuck in that Russian prison. And now we possibly just sabotaged 2 of Russia's oil lines, the Nord Streams.
Yeah.
I just think it's a good time to cut her from my WNBA fantasy team. That's not a thing.
Well, you know what?
Is there a thing? Is there a WNBA?
Draft her as a keeper.
Ooh. Yeah, I get it for nothing.
Oh.
I just got to hold her for 7 or 8 more years when she comes back.
Willie might be dead by then.
Is there a WNBA fantasy?
Cam Cable's no, I don't think so. Cam
So then
Cable
it's not a
says-
real sport.
Yeah, Cam Cable says hello. Haubrick said someone should trade him for Mahomes.
You know what?
Dynasty.
Don't listen to Petey. He does not follow through on his deals.
Well, he wants to keep offering stuff for Hurts, and he's like, that's not enough. I go, well, you can't start them both, so figure it out.
He's got
He's got Mahomes and Hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We take him 1 and 2.
No.
He kept them.
Oh,
he gets lucky every year. He picks some rando off the waiver wire, and the guy ends up being the next Mahomes or Hurts.
Yeah, and then Pete did mention that guy did lose his license too, the neurology guy, so he got screwed big damn time.
Really?
Guy lost his license, Pete said. So
How can he lose a license that quick?
because I don't know. That's what he said. I don't
Governor DeSantis, like, take his license.
know. I don't know.
Send it to Martha's Vineyard. Everything's Martha's Vineyard now.
Oh yeah. Let me see if I got anything else to bring up while we're waiting.
Do you think
I got a little
Jackie's
film
at-
and
at,
TV
Martha's
if you guys
Vineyard?
are interested.
Oh yeah. Wait,
think
real quick,
Jackie's there?
real quick. If you want to buy, look on eBay. If you want to buy some air from the stadium in Toronto when Aaron Judge hit his 61st home run, they're selling air, a bag of Ziploc air for $195 on eBay.
That's got to be just I know it's real, but
Open it up and it smells like a fart.
Do we want to all go in together on it?
have you ever been to Toronto? Yeah.
Young and Bloor Street.
You gonna pour some in our cups? It's called squirting what?
You like Toronto, don't you?
Yeah, I'll
Willie?
use this cup.
Don't
Did you play? Willie, did you play?
prematurely
Did you play in Toronto?
Play what?
ejaculate.
Thought you were in the Michigan Olympics.
No, I played Canusa games in Hamilton, Ontario.
Well, Hamilton's right outside
Hey,
Toronto.
Jake,
Right
real
outside
quick,
there.
where did Cooper Rush go to college?
Central Michigan.
Old Dominion.
Were you here when we did it?
No.
Jesus, how'd you know that?
Look at him. He's going. I don't
You
know.
were cheating out Willie's notes, weren't you?
No, that's.
I have no notes about that. I just happen to know that.
No, they said that during Sunday Night Football. Actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You pay attention. I don't.
Yeah, all of us thought it was Old Dominion.
What even is Old Dominion?
I don't know.
Can you turn it on the Peyton podcast? You know,
We can't hear it though.
can't you put like the?
Be better
words
than
on?
We're doing serious stuff here. Will we can look at it after.
Alright.
After we're done, we can turn it
They
on.
have Steph,
Okay.
They have John Hamm on right now.
Ooh, John Ham.
Okay.
I love ham.
Can we watch Gone with the Wind?
Okay, go with.
You got your beer
I
ready?
love John's ham.
Wait, let him do a couple movies, and then we'll do the beer right
All right.
after.
So on this day in TV history, 1960,
Nine.
this premiered in CBS and ran till 1968, and there was whistling in it.
Andy Griffith.
Andy Griffith.
You got it.
That was easy.
Easy.
Hey, let me get this.
You should have said there was a guy fishing.
I think this is yours, Ed.
Why are you grabbing my?
You can leave it there. But
My
it's your plug
charger.
thing from last time we were here. I think.
It's a Samsung.
That's
He
not
doesn't
mine.
have a Samsung.
No,
Yeah,
it's
he has
not
a
mine.
Samsung.
That's not mine.
In 1961, this show was created by Carl Reiner, and this guy would fall over an ottoman when he walked into the show.
Oh, Dick Van Dyke.
There you go.
Carl Reiner. Oh wow.
He said
Yeah.
dick.
I didn't know that. He also-
He said dick.
Did you ever see-
You ever write that down?
Dick Van Dyke. That's a confusing name.
Did you ever see
Anyway,
you ever see the Family Guy? When they're censoring everything, they censor Peter's chin because it looks like balls.
Yeah.
And then it's like he turns on the TV, the Blank Van Blank Show, starring Blank Van Blank. It's great.
Oh shit.
Yeah, baby. That's a good episode.
So in 1961, there was a sitcom about on CB. It premiered on CBS about an equine.
Oh, it's Mr. Ed.
There you go.
I've got the album.
Yeah.
I haven't played it yet. We
Hello.
found it.
I'm Mr. Ed.
Amber goes, she found like the original Mr. Ed album.
I'll bet she did.
She goes, it was $5. She goes, it's the most I've ever paid for an album.
Hey, real
So we're
quick,
gonna listen
real
to
quick.
it.
This what Tua sounded like when he was dropping back. And then when he got hit. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
That's just bad.
On
Ooh,
this,
they're fighting on the sidelines. I like it.
Good. It should be.
Okay, well, I'm sorry.
you talking to me? I'm talking to you. So in 1995, this former running back broadcaster
O.J.
O.J.
Simpson.
O.J. Simpson.
was found not guilty or guilty of the murder of Nicole Simpson
Not
and
guilty.
Ron Goldman.
Not guilty. You know, he said
If the glove don't fit,
I don't know if this is I don't know if this is true because it's on the internet. I saw it, but it was something that a quote by O.J. Simpson that he doesn't like going back to L.A. because he's afraid the killer's looking for him.
Wait, what?
Really?
he's
I don't know.
Seriously?
Could be
he's playing
true.
that. He just keeps playing that the whole way.
Maybe
doesn't
he's
he?
got a little Antonio Brown in him.
You think?
Yeah. Amber's uncle
Dude, he
ran
gave
into him
birth
in the
to Antonio
Bahamas right after that. Not long,
What
like
happened?
a few years after. Amber's uncle was at a resort in the Bahamas,
I'll bet she was.
and OJ was there. And he said he wasn't a very nice guy. He was loud and obnoxious and just not a nice fellow.
All right.
I saw him at the airport one time.
Did you jump
He
in all
ran
those
by me.
chairs?
Hurts.
OJ!
You remember those commercials?
Nordberg.
Wasn't Merlin Olsen in those commercials? Too?
Merlin Olsen.
Did you watch
People
I
it?
know
gotta
me.
type my movie review real quick. I watched Airplane.
Oh shit!
Oh, no. Oh, hell no.
All right, I got-
Someone saw boobies.
I got three more really quick
You
ones
missed the
here.
boobies? The girl in
Then we
costume
do the
on the
beer.
wait.
Wait,
There are
boobies?
3 quick ones: beer and then airplane.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Three. Okay. And then in 2008, this former running back broadcaster was found guilty of charges of kidnapping and armed robbery on the same day.
A running back broadcaster?
O.J. Simpson.
O.J. Simpson.
Oh, OJ, yeah. 'Cause he
1995 and
the Vegas-
2008,
Vegas.
yeah.
The Vegas thing, yeah.
Yep.
And then this TV series was
O.J. Simpson.
was broadcast on, premiered on ABC, and one of the starring actresses in it, she was in a sitcom, The Real and Spectacular.
This is what year?
No, this is she was in this. You guys remember this line? By the way, The Real and They Are Spectacular.
Dolly Parton.
Trying to think.
Seinfeld.
I don't remember that.
Terry Hatcher.
Oh, yeah.
And
Was it
she was
Desperate
in
Housewives?
Desperate Housewives.
But the another show she was on, it was Superman, right? You're talking about
Yeah,
Lois Lane
she
or
was
whatever?
she was Lois Lane. You're correct.
Yeah.
You are correct.
What show are we talking about here?
Desperate Housewives.
Desperate
from
Housewives.
2000, 2004.
Oh, okay.
And then
That was a good show, actually.
Yeah,
Guilty
it's pretty good.
pleasure.
And in this show,
I liked it.
On this drama series in 2006, if you had nothing to do on a Friday night, you watch this.
That was me. I'm a loser.
Falcon Crest.
2006.
It's one of Scott's
Good
favorite.
call, though.
It's one of Scott's favorite drama series.
Mine?
Yeah.
Sons of Anarchy.
It had Kyle Chandler in it.
Oh,
Friday Night Lights. Great show. You ever watch that show?
Yeah, I never saw it.
I've been watching it.
Get out!
Okay.
No, you have to watch Friday Night Lights.
Yeah.
You have to.
Because the kid's like a little guy, and
I've never watched it. Shannon's watched it. I haven't watched it. So.
What's the kid's name? He's got a.
I've never watched it.
Wasn't
the
it a
quarterback?
Book? It was a book.
Riggins was the running
No.
back.
John Riggins.
John Riggins?
No. Rig.
I can't think of his
Wasn't
name.
it a book first?
The redhead had to do that and dated the daughter.
Yeah.
Willie?
What was his
It was
name?
a book, right? Friday Night Lights.
It was a movie.
Book and then a movie.
I actually
and now a show.
just watched a movie with him in it.
Oh, yeah, I know you're on.
And I'm like, I know that guy.
The redheaded guy, he wasn't the quarterback. He was another player. He was a receiver.
No, the young quarterback.
The other guy that dated the daughter. But the redhead guy's been in a lot of movies.
Yeah,
he's the real redhead guy.
Where did I just see him in like a big movie?
But he was not quarterback. He was like a receiver.
Okay.
But I know what you're talking about. That guy, he comes from he's like in a bunch of movies now, like all over the place.
Yeah. I was surprised when I saw it. I was like, I know that guy from somewhere.
Yeah.
And it was Friday Night Lights.
We'll get back to you after.
Yeah, we're done with that. We're gonna go with the what?
We'll do beer first, then Jason give us.
Yeah,
his
I'm still
review.
typing.
What are you typing?
My notes for it.
Jeez.
I like beer cause it is good. I drink beer because I should. If there was a song to sing, I sing it and beer you drink. I drink beer when I am sad, cause the beer it makes me glad. Now there's nothing left to say, so let's go drink beer. Beer is good! Beer is good! Beer is good!
Yes, beer is good. We have a beer from the city in Wisconsin called Kenosha.
Where's that?
The brewery, it's southeastern. The brewery is called One of Us Brewing, and I think we've done a beer from them before. My boy Willie brought this. It's called Squirtin' and Squealin'. It's a New England style IPA. Go figure. And there's a picture of three. I guess they're squids.
Yeah.
On the cover. So this is an IPA. Mosaic, Citra, and Galaxy hop. And here's another thing, like I mentioned earlier, do not shake, keep them cold, and drink them fresh. So check the dates, drink them fresh. Have you guys tried this yet?
What's the date on that thing?
Again, this irritates me. There is none. And so that I have a hard time with that because then I don't know what to do. And I'm like, I'm stumped. Let's try it. Let's see if it's fresh or if it's bitter.
I thought it was good.
It's bad bitter, but it's good. It's bitter in a good way.
It is because at the end it kind of like mellows out at the end.
Yeah,
It
gotcha.
mellows out.
Yes,
it does.
Got a little wheat taste at the end.
And
What's in it?
That's probably the flaked wheat. There's a Pilsen, flaked oats, flaked wheat, caramel 20. Those are the malts, and then the Mosaic, Citra, Galaxy hops. So
Brewmaster's listening to this. You should call us.
yeah, yeah, you should. We'd love to talk to you and have you on the show. I like the artwork. The artwork is by graybeardart.com. So
I bowl with one of the owners
of one of us. So here it is.
Squirtin' and squealing.
Is there still a camera over here?
Yep.
So the people can see us.
And I've had that beer.
Are we still on Facebook Live?
Yep. I've
Okay.
had that beer where I get my hair cut.
Oh yeah, that haircut place.
Tune Up. They carry One of Us beer.
Yeah. Okay.
I've had a couple good beers there from them.
So do they actually have a physical location?
Yeah, I believe it's in Racine.
Right.
Why
On
is
your way
it
to
Kenosha?
on your
Why
way to
does it say
Horlick.
Kenosha on
It's
it?
right in that area.
It says
Oh,
Kenosha.
yeah.
Well, it's probably because I guarantee probably either Public
Brewed
brews
and
it for 'em.
canned in Kenosha,
I
Wisconsin.
bet you Public brews it for them.
Or I know they have something going on with Arnagan. No, not Arnagan. What's on the highway? Arnagan.
Arnagan.
yeah.
I think
Arnagan's got a bigger
I
facility.
think Arnagan
Yeah.
might do it for them, actually.
Yeah.
I could be, yeah. So
Well, that's cool.
it's good beer.
So yeah, it's a decent beer.
Yeah,
we'll
they're
have
right
to,
there in Sheridan and Racine, right?
the way you take 38 and then go to Horlick.
Oh yeah, I know where you're saying.
I think it's that area. I think by Durango's, Infacino's.
Yeah,
on north side.
It's like on your way to the curling club.
Yeah, kind of that way. Yeah, you're right. Yep. I think it's over there. I could be wrong. We should make a trip.
We'll take a look.
Yeah, we should.
They got good beer.
And find more of their beer and have it on the show. So
yeah.
Jace, Airplane.
Oh, remember this movie?
Oh yeah, this is
a great movie, and there's
he with
boobs
us?
in it. But Jace obviously didn't watch everything.
what about when they ask smoking or non-smoking? I'll take smoking.
well, I like they show the
All right, so
the
go ahead.
the
Go
non,
ahead.
the non-smoking thing goes on, and then there's non-sex like comes on too.
Of course, he remembers that.
That was right at the end. Came out in 1980. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was in it,
Of course.
playing Roger Murdoch.
What? In 1980, how old was your dad?
I didn't think that was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Do you like movies with gladiators?
Roger.
What's your Victor?
What's your Victor?
Striker.
I'm serious, and don't call me Shirley.
Oh.
The black guy's language.
The jive.
Yeah,
Jive.
And
excuse
Leave
me.
It to Beaver, the mom, is the one that translated.
June
for him.
Cleaver.
Excuse me, I speak jive.
I speak jive.
Chump don't want to help. Chump don't get no help.
Smack a lacquer.
What you bought out that to drag it through the garden for me?
Stay a little bit on the mid side.
Chump don't want no help. Chump don't get no help.
I don't jive ass cracker. my mama didn't make her raise a fool. These guys are awesome.
He never has a second cup of coffee at home.
Jim never has a second.
Do you have
Ward.
steak
It's Ward.
We've never seen it.
You have steak or fish for dinner? I had lasagna. It was delicious.
Those lines are awesome.
So many good
Leslie
lines in that
Nielsen
movie.
was awesome in it.
Yeah.
Are you a doctor? Why, yes.
He's
Yes, I am.
got the scope on. Well, yes, I am a doctor.
And then I like the rest of the movie too. His wife is sitting there with the stethoscope around her, and then she like takes it out when the lady asks her a question, like she's listening to something.
So much.
She's
good
listening to
stuff in
herself
that movie.
ovulate.
The guys that made that movie are from the Zucker brothers
Zucker
from
brothers,
Milwaukee.
yeah.
I love when everybody starts getting sick. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has pull him out of his seat. He has a Lakers uniform. And then
My dad says you don't hustle up and down the court.
You tell your dad to start drag Walton and Lanier up the court.
Funniest part of that too was when the guy goes, "I can make a burger." I can make a burger.
Oh God! Oh, he is hilarious. That guy's,
Origami.
Man,
What do you make of this?
get your
make a
finger out of here.
Does he do that noise too?
I'm like,
There's a sale at Penny's.
oh
my gosh. Picked the wrong week to quit sniffing glue.
Oh God! So they get it's just line after line after line in that movie. It's nonstop.
Oh,
that's a pick six.
Oh my gosh!
Another Stafford
Look
pick
at Stafford.
six.
Look at Stafford go run.
Someone
Stafford.
read the screen pass.
Wow, the Rams suck this year.
So what else you got, Jace?
I was trying to find one more quote.
Did you like where the automatic pilot came out?
Oh, she's blows him
You
up.
gotta blow him up.
She's
under his
having a
belt.
cigarette after.
There's no reason to become alarmed, and we hope you'll enjoy the rest of the flight. By the way, is there anyone on board who's on a flight?
the Girl Scout fight.
Yeah.
Oh, that movie's awesome.
A hospital? What is it? It's a big building with patients in it. It's
So that's not important right now.
That's not important right now. So that was Jace's movie review.
I'm going to give that a solid 5 out of 5.
Ooh,
Oh, wow.
That's a classic.
It is.
I mean,
It's such a good comedy.
I like Leslie Nielsen.
And the four of us probably haven't seen that movie in 20 years, and we still know every flipping line. It's like Caddyshack and Stripes. But when's the last time you saw those movies? You don't need to. You know every line.
Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber.
Stripes is on, I think, on
Nice
Netflix
Hooters.
right now or on Hulu.
No, I mean,
Yeah, you could do it all day with those. But
Pretty Bird.
Airplane's great
Pretty Bird.
because we don't do the airplane line.
Yeah, the airplane lines are awesome.
Oh, there's so many. Crazy.
Academy.
Oh.
Great
Willie,
movie.
you look like you're studying. What do you got? What do you got over there?
He's going at it over there.
I'm just looking at some notes here. I mean, There's
Jackie over
certain
there?
things I know you like and some things you don't like, but I do have.
I like Willie.
There are some things I have for on this day in sports history.
Okay.
If you're interested.
I'm always interested.
Okay, so
In the history of sports.
on this day in sports history in 1951, the shot heard around the world. Bobby Thompson's 3-run homer off Ralph Branca of the Brooklyn Dodgers in the bottom of the ninth. And the Giants' dramatic 5-4 playoff
At the
win.
Polo Grounds.
Yes, you are correct,
That
sir.
was Joe Carter's home run off Mitch Williams.
I totally thought that's what they called the assassination of John F. Kennedy.
The shot heard around the world.
Yeah.
That's good. You know, that's it's not that far off.
It could be. I mean,
I totally thought that's what they called
Oh, when
that.
Bobby Thompson hit the home run, the place erupted.
Let's see.
I'm sure Willie would know that.
This guy won 3 different batting titles in won batting titles in 3 different decades.
What? Tony Gwynn?
Ted Williams?
He played third base.
Ron
Vladimir
Say?
Guerrero?
He won he won a World Series.
Derek Jeter?
The place he played for was probably the closest to the middle of the United States.
Oh, George Brett.
George Brett.
You
No
are correct.
shit. 3
Yeah.
decades?
I was going to say Pete Rose when he
79, I
started
guess.
that.
76.
Oh, 76?
What?
He won, yep.
Then in 80,
And 1990.
85, and then 90.
No, he won in 80 and
81 for sure. Yeah. Right.
cut off my
I think it was 90 or 91 again.
91. So, that's pretty impressive.
Well, he was a great hitter. And
Oh, yeah.
one of my favorites, because, we have a lot in common. We both have hemorrhoids. He had horrible hemorrhoids.
Really?
He was also one of the guys that he would throw up before games.
Did he have asteroids?
Well, that's
no, but
why
my dad does.
when he slides, sometimes when he slides, he with blood.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He had but he was get so nervous before games he'd throw up. He's like at 390.
What's your favorite
and
memory
he's
of
nervous?
What's your favorite memory of George Brett?
Well, Pine Tar Incident
Absolutely.
at Yankee Stadium.
He
That was
goes
awesome.
ate shit nut.
He also decided he never married until after he didn't want any distractions like that during his career. So he didn't get married.
He wanted to be a loon hound. That's what he wanted.
Yeah. Well,
Same
him and
with
Robin
Derek
Yount.
Smart
Jeter.
though. Hey, smart though.
Yeah, exactly.
I would.
Him and Robin Yount came up. I think they're on the same rookie card, if I remember right, aren't they? Or
Like engaged in a hug or something like that? Or
no, they kick. But those
same
two,
box.
I mean,
Engaged
two
in a
guys that
kiss.
won multiple MVPs, and they came up like right at the same time, and kind of the same type of guys, pretty quiet and did what they did.
All right, in 1972, this Hall of Famer wins his 27th game as a. I'm not going to tell you who it is because
The
you know.
Orioles.
And he won almost half the games that they won that year in 1972.
Oh, then it's Fergie Jenkins.
He's a Philly,
Oh, Carlton.
right?
I was like,
He had
but some
27
of those
wins.
guys won, yeah.
They had 59 wins that season. He won 27 of them.
Jeez.
That's crazy.
Isn't that
I thought
crazy?
you were when you said 72. I'm like, well, those Orioles teams had
How
5
can't-
starting pitchers.
how can't you be better than that as a team when a pitcher gets you 27 wins?
Right.
Well, he was stupid. In 72, he struck out over 3. Would he struck out 300? It was something. It was.
I don't know what he struck out, but he had,
It was a great year.
yeah, it was legendary. This guy in 1974, he was 39 years old and became the first African American manager.
What year?
1974.
Frank Robinson?
You are correct.
That's a good guess. Yeah.
What do you think his contract was for that year?
64 bucks.
As a black guy, he got 3/5 of what the white guys got.
69,000.
180,000.
Well, that's good. That's good.
that's
That's
a
pretty
lot of
good
money.
money. Yeah, it was way higher than I thought it was going to be.
Better than working in a factory.
right. Let's see here. In 1999,
69. Oh,
this first baseman hit his 65th home run.
Ryan Howard. What year?
1999.
Oh, 99. I'm sorry. I apologize.
We were there
First
for that.
baseman.
For the Cardinals.
how many
right?
home runs?
Mark McGuire.
Yeah, you are correct.
Who is? I just said Mark McGuire. You looked at him and said,
I threw you off, didn't I?
"Yeah,
Okay, say that. Say Mark McGuire. Say it.
Mark McGuire."
See? I did say it.
Wait, how old is Mark
Good
McGuire?
Who again?
Mark McGuire.
Is this a new question? Do we have a new question on the floor? How old is Mark McGuire?
He's got to be 50.
Wait.
His birthday is recent.
Did you say 69?
No.
I'm talking about the year.
No, McGuire came up in 87.
1999. He was the
69.
first baseman, his 65th home run.
Yeah.
He played for the Cardinals, correct?
We were all there.
He
Yeah.
was probably born in like 66 or something.
Hit into Big Mac
I
land.
think he ended up hitting 71 that year, I believe.
Yeah, he
And
was right under
He
the
did
bottom.
that in a rain
a
short
hunch.
9-5 win over the Cubs, and wins his second straight home run title over
I
Sammy
think
Sosa.
Sosa hit a home
who
run
hit
that game, too.
63. He did.
Yeah.
He hit 63rd in the same game.
Sosa hit 3 years of 60, and he gets never mentioned any home run guys ever.
No, but Aaron Judge is the greatest ever.
Yeah, because Sosa was juiced up, so half those were fake.
They were all juiced
They're
up.
all
Aaron
fine.
Judge is juiced up.
Juiced up.
All right.
Jesus.
I
Well,
got
the baseball's all juiced
birthdays,
up.
and I'm going to tell you what. I got one 69er in this.
Oh, well.
Let's go.
One of them.
Just go the first with
This-
that one, and so we can all say
Nope.
it. Be done.
Nope.
Okay.
Let's go.
Nope.
Okay, so let's play a game.
All right.
If you guess 69 and you're wrong, you can't guess anymore.
Right.
Ooh.
There you go.
So you
Okay,
can't just
I
yell
like it.
69.
That's fine.
Okay? You
All
got to
right.
guess correctly. 69. I can't.
Eric's going to struggle with this
Go.
one.
Go.
All right, here we go. So
64.
this Hall of Famer.
69.
I didn't say it.
Sandler's out.
He's a 12-time All-Star, 7-time Gold Glover, 6-time Silver Slugger. He played with the Padres and the Yankees, and he's born in St. Paul, Minnesota. He's born in 1951. Who is it?
Dave Winfield.
You're correct.
We're guessing his age now?
Yeah, what's
Yeah, I
the-
didn't
this
know.
How old
this
is he
a
now?
new format.
He was
here.
born in
No, I'm
50.
just- I'm
He was
just
born in
giving you some-
51, so do math.
I did.
71.
I was told there'd be
You're
no
right.
math.
Right. You're right.
Okay. The format is this new format.
Dave
Right.
Winfield, 71 today. How old is he?
That's right. I didn't say 71.
Guess his name.
All right. Dennis Eckersley was born on this day.
Oh, geez. Here we go. He's not. He's not.
I'm going to use it. 69.
Yeah, you're out.
Yeah.
Damn
It's a
you,
good guess.
Sandler.
I want to say Eckersley's probably
You know what, Scott? You're going to be so pissed because you guessed
62?
so early.
62.
64.
Let me think, sir, for a second.
Do you want to give him another chance to stay in this?
No.
You want two crosses? Yeah, I got 20 of them.
Are you shitting me? You got 20 questions.
I don't
He's
have to
got-
do 20.
He comes back in if he
This
guesses
is
it
why
on the
our
number.
ratings are so low.
67.
68. Freddie Couples.
I don't know.
Oh, he's been on the senior tour for, I'd say he's like 54.
Nope.
73.
No.
Nope. Stop Googling it, Ed.
No, I'm
He's
getting
not-
trade offers right now in a
Okay.
fantasy league. Freddie Couples, I have no idea. It could be 73.
63.
Is he really?
Yep. All right.
No
Chubby
shit.
Checker.
Oh, jeez.
He's still alive?
The twist. No, he's dead, isn't he?
No, he's alive.
Cross him off then.
He's alive.
He's 74.
Damn, 50s.
He had to be born in like 38 or something.
I'm back in.
Oh, you are.
I am.
Everybody gets two.
Look who's back in.
He's 85.
It's the circle
So
of
in the
trust.
50s, 59, 63, 60. I'm gonna say he's 88. I'm gonna say he's 91.
81.
Oh,
Wow, he was young then when he had the twist.
Tommy Lee.
Circle of trust.
Tommy Lee. Motley Crue.
Oh, that Tommy Lee.
girls.
I thought you meant the
Hey,
karate guy.
and if you can tell me what country he was born in, it's bonus.
Canada.
Germany and
55.
61.
The country he was born in?
Yep.
I'm gonna say he was born in Australia.
Nope.
Greece.
Netherlands. Oh,
Oh,
Greece, really?
And he's 64.
I don't think he's that old.
He's 60.
I didn't get a guess.
I was off by one.
But I
year.
got
Oh,
the
I thought you
Greece.
said. Oh, I thought you.
How'd you
Oh,
know
you
Greece?
guessed country. Sorry.
But you're outside the circle of trust.
I am.
All right. Gwen Stefani.
Oh,
Yum.
gosh. Holla back, girl.
So all these
Yeah, don't ever do
birthdays
that
are
again.
with October 2nd through October 8th. Okay, so
I know
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
not 69. So
Oh, can you imagine jumping on that?
If she is, I would still say
She
yes.
might be 50 something.
No,
though.
no.
Oh, she's got to be.
She's probably she's older than us.
She's older than us for
45.
sure.
No way.
For sure she
No,
is.
I'm gonna say she's 46.
53.
51.
Bang.
She's
Bang.
53.
53.
I sniffed her pants in Hawaii. I know.
Ed has the scent.
Her house
I
is
do,
on,
I'm on
the-
that
If
scent.
you ever do the Beverly Hills tour, the bus tour, her house is on. It's like the right when you get to the top, and then he goes, "Look over there. That's where all the Eddie Murphy and Sly Stallone." But her house is that way, and it's just gorgeous.
Yeah,
And she's married to
Blake Shelton.
Blake Shelton.
You'll see,
They're
you'll
together
see
or married,
Ed's ears perk up and he'll look in that
Oh, they're
direction.
not married. They're
I
just
don't know.
together.
They're married.
Oh,
They're married.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah,
Which is
I've told the
odd.
story on the show. Is I was working at a Hard Rock Cafe, got to go back, like in the where they keep all the stuff. And the guy, first day there, guy goes, "You want to see Gwen Stefani's pants?"
Yeah,
yeah.
But they were tiny too.
Dude, they were like that. You could, oh my god, you could hold them in your hand. Like
Ed couldn't get
they
an
were
arm in there.
tiny.
Did you sniff
I
them?
couldn't believe they looked like a child. They
Did
were
you
so
really
tiny.
sniff them?
Yeah.
Ed's like this.
Yeah. He's like, "You're rude. You're taking the color off of them."
And then the guy goes, "No, those are Blake Shelton's."
And then I really went to town. This is way before Blake Shelton. This one she was still
those are
in.
Danerinos. Those are Danerinos. Don't like those.
This is in.
Janet
This is like in 2000,
69.
2002.
So what was the band she was in?
Like the just a girl.
No doubt.
True Grit.
No doubt.
No,
No doubt.
no doubt.
True Grit.
Man,
Yeah.
I hope the Benchwarmers are still going strong in 2069. That'll be a great year for the show.
It would.
I'd be
2069.
I'd be 108.
I'm gonna be in an oak box.
You guys would be rolling me around.
I'm gonna be the only one
Hey,
alive because I didn't take
Bernie's
that damn
still alive.
vaccine.
Take it. I didn't take that damn back. Like they're feeding it to people. Here, take this.
It's got my pure blood. I'm gonna survive anything now.
Like a vitamin here.
He's like, "Here's my bat." I'm good.
I'm like Christopher
Me and
Reeve.
Ozzy.
I'm like Christopher Reeve in Family Guy. Or in South Park.
Yeah.
Cracking the.
Oh,
my
gosh.
God.
Willie?
Horrible.
Sean William Scott
Oh shit.
from
He's
American Pie.
He's 48. He's our age.
I'm gonna say he's
50.
45.
50.
46.
And you know that's not his most famous role. It's Country Mac on Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Or he was in Dukes of Hazzard as
They're
well.
Dukes of Hazzard.
They're
Actually,
making another
old
American-
school. Old school.
They're making another American Pie.
They are, and they're all coming back.
Are you
Oh,
serious?
jeez. Even that Tara Reid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are they gonna do? Yeah.
His
She had
his,
no chance for a nip slip.
his little cameo on Old School though is just classic.
Yeah, it's great.
That movie is in with.
Just took one of the jugular, man. It's a fucking dart in your neck.
Blah, blah.
That shit ain't cool. That the sound is good. That shit ain't cool, man.
It ain't cool.
What?
Great.
I like you. You're crazy. I like you.
All right.
Great scene.
Kelly Ripa.
Oh gosh. No, is she?
69.
No, she's not 69.
No.
Not even close.
Man, it's hard.
She's
54.
50-something.
I'm-
55. Double nickel.
I'm gonna guess she's 49.
Everybody guess already?
Yeah.
Yeah, double nickel.
52. Hey,
I told those little ladies.
Elizabeth Shue. Swing.
She's in her 50s.
I'm gonna say she's.
I'm gonna say double nickels.
58.
59. Oh, 9 or was I hear a 9er in that?
This is the number that we all like to say. Is that can be right?
No, I'm going to throw it in here pretty soon.
Oh, I bet you will.
Paul Hogan.
Ah! Hey, mate.
Oh, that.
Put another shrimp on the bar.
That's right. Austria? Austria? Oh.
Oh, different now.
Wait, was he the Crocodile Dundee? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mick Dundee from
That's-
Australia.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
I never seen that movie.
Oh
This
God, he's got to be
Dundee.
80 something, right?
Oh, he's like 86.
I'm gonna say 70.
82.
83.
Okay.
Mick Dundee. This
I've been
Dundee
one
from
off.
Australia.
I've been one off
He
on the
loves
last
to play.
4.
He loves to play games. Hi, Miguel.
The most prolific procreator America's Got Talent, Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon has 10th kid recently.
No shit. That's like Sean Kemp numbers.
Yeah, I'm gonna say he's 41.
I have no idea. I don't even know who he is. 43,
48,
42.
I have no. I don't even know what Nick Cannon is.
I know who you're talking about, but
Chevy Chase.
Oh God, he's 69.
Nope.
Oh, I was with you.
Do I get to
He's
come back
way
in?
older than
He gets
that.
come back.
76.
84.
I'm gonna say 78.
79.
Oh, we're getting so close.
He looks way
He's
older than
he's
that.
terrible shape right now.
The best
terrible
is
health.
in Law and Order, where he plays the racist guy. Dude, it's awesome.
So I got like
Law and
about
Order?
That's what he
three-
did on Community.
yeah, 3 or 4
Well, he's
more
from
here.
Chicago, so.
Sting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so.
Let's say all together. Let's say it.
Yeah,
69.
Nope.
Ah!
71.
Is he really? So you guys are all out.
Sting is 71.
We all thought he was 60. We all thought that. We all looked at each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tico Torres.
Oh,
69.
Is
You
it?
can't say it
Is
again.
Yeah.
Give yourself the dinger.
Yeah.
I don't know
We
who that
just
is.
saw Tico
I
the
know-
other
I know
day.
he's
Who's
69.
Tico Torres?
Drummer for Bon Jovi.
Oh, okay.
Uncultured swine.
We saw him, Willie. Remember?
Yes.
We were like, "Hey, Tico, remember us?
Yes.
69. Call us on your birthday."
He's like, huh?
He's like, "No comprende."
Rachel Lee Cook from
She's hot.
She's All That.
Was she a single white female? No, I'm just kidding.
No, that's
She's
Rachel.
all
That's
the-
Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Yeah.
And
Rachel Lee-
Fonda.
I'm gonna guess 38.
Is Rachel Lee Cook the one with the mole on her?
She was
No, that's
Rachel Wise.
Adams. McAt.
No,
no.
that's
Rachel
Wise.
Yeah, McAdams. She has like a little
No, Rachel. That she was in. You think I'm a girl from Wedding Crashers?
Josie and the Pussycats.
No, I don't know.
She's
I
All
remember
That.
Wedding,
from-
Wedding Crashers girl.
Oh, that's Rachel, or she's a Canadian. She was in The Notebook, right?
Yeah.
Anyways,
I don't know.
I forgot what. So who are we talking about now?
Rachel Lee.
Rachel Lee Cook.
I don't know who that is. 42.
I said 38.
43.
Oh, good.
And the other one is As If Alicia Silverstone.
Yeah.
She's our age.
40, 48.
Say she's 50.
46.
Yeah, I knew she was right about our age.
A little younger.
Cher.
Do you believe in love after love?
Remember that in what's the movie? The Clueless. That was
As
Alicia-
If.
Yeah, when she banged her brother.
That was Paul Rudd.
Yeah, Paul Rudd was her
That's right,
brother.
That's right.
Paul Stud.
But
Damn.
actually, where she got famous was the Aerosmith video.
Oh, Alicia Silverstone.
Yeah, I
Clueless
mean,
was our. big
yeah,
thing,
but I
too.
mean that video.
I've always been a fan of her.
Yeah, I mean she's kind of like not. She's not hot, but she's kind of cute in a funny way.
She's cute.
What's that?
You need one?
You like Alicia Silverstone? Eric?
Sure. You have one?
Yeah. I mean, everybody
we're
does.
still on the air.
You like her?
As If.
Alicia Silverstone.
Yeah.
Is she the Clueless?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
She's
I
cute.
like her in what way? Cute? Yeah, she was cute in that movie. Really cute.
You remember that girl that was in there? She passed away. She had like an overdose. Or
Yeah,
something like
she
that?
was. And she was also in that movie with
Oh yeah,
the one with the mental home. The girls.
that was
Angelina Jolie's breakout movie.
Oh, that one.
Girl,
Yeah.
Girl Interrupted.
Yes.
That's
yes.
a great movie, by the way.
that's remember rolling with the homies. That's mine and Elton's song
Rolling with the homies.
What's that from?
from Clueless. I can't think of her name though. That was
and she
our
was in
song.
some. She was in some
Look
good
this stuff
some
up
good
for us, will
movies.
ya?
She's a good actress too.
She was.
Oh yeah, she does.
What's
that.
the name of the movie again?
She doesn't do
Clueless.
any. She hasn't done anything
Clueless.
lately. What is her name?
Who? Which girl?
The girl that died.
committed suicide, or did she commit suicide?
Brittany
Murphy.
Murphy.
Brittany Murphy. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
Brittany Murphy.
Ooh, Paul Rudd's in it.
She was cute too.
Paul Rudd
that all you
never,
got there,
never
Willie?
ages. Right.
That it,
We
Willie?
should do a show on. We should do a snake draft of people that never age.
Oh yeah.
Paul Rudd,
Paul
Scott
Rudd.
Crowley,
Tom Brady,
Eddie Murphy.
Tom Brady.
Well,
Antonio Brown.
I don't know. He's
So I saw this one thing earlier where they had the most paused
this yours? Oh my God, what's
fine.
It's disgusting.
VCRs, you know,
Oh,
or
scenes.
scenes.
I'm gonna guess Fast Times at Ridgemont High is one of them.
yeah, that's awesome.
That was
Phoebe
one of them.
Cates.
The other one, with,
Wolf of Wall Street.
nope, it should be.
They didn't have VCRs then. It was already
No,
on
but-
DVD.
It could be a
Airplane.
It just
Um,
theoretically.
no. What was the one with
Airplane.
the girl from Party of Five, Nev Campbell?
Oh, in the
with,
pool?
Kevin Bacon. Not Kevin Bacon.
No.
No,
Denise
uh,
Richards.
Matt Dillon.
Denise
Matt
Richards.
Matt
Dillon.
Dillon. Blue.
No, not Blue Lagoon or anything.
No.
No, but Denise Richards is the answer
She's
to
in
the
it.
question.
Yeah.
She's the one.
Chick's
She's the only one
when they're
that's
making out in the pool.
Cruel.
Because Nev Campbell.
Cruel Intentions was
No.
the other movie.
Oh, what was it?
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
It's a
was
great
in it.
movie, by the
Oh,
way.
Buffy
What's
the
it called?
Vampires.
What was that called? Wasn't it? It's Matt Dillon, Denise Richards, and Nev Campbell.
Yeah.
Are we looking it up? Really?
Kind of.
Nev Campbell is not naked in that. Denise Richards is.
I believe it's body double for years. I read that. She is. You might but Denise Richards.
No. She was dating Charlie Sheen at the time.
Yeah, and then she went into
Wild Things.
Wild Things.
That's a great. That is a good movie.
And then she dated Richard Tambora. Married him.
Who did?
Denise Richards.
Oh yeah, she's gross. I mean, she was super cute back then. She was gross.
She actually has. Look her up. She's like a good-looking woman right
Yeah,
now.
and-
She like came back.
She hangs around with like grossest guy. Like
She does that.
Charlie
She's like
Sheen
on the
and-
Real Housewives of
Yeah.
Beverly
Oh,
Hills.
is she now?
I thought she was.
I was watching some football and this name came up. You guys remember Jimmy the Greek? Remember that?
Yes.
Remember he was kicked off the TV for being racist.
He was.
Yeah, and then everybody continued to call him Jimmy the Greek because he was kind of weird. It's like that Greek guy over there is racist.
Do you remember what he
that
said?
Greek.
You remember what he said?
Something about the calves or the
They have extra,
extra
ligaments, so they
muscle.
jump
yeah.
higher. Or
Look
something
at that
like
monkey run.
No,
No,
that
oh,
was,
that was Howard Cosell.
That was
was
Howard
Cosell.
Cosell.
Yeah, which that could be misconstrued.
One lane
Yeah.
Maya.
There is nowhere else that's going but what he said. That is
Yeah,
it.
and he probably didn't mean it, but yeah, that's bad.
yeah.
Skiing the K-12.
But Jimmy the Greek, you know, it's like that guy is so racist the way he describes people. You know that Jimmy the Greek guy, the Greek guy. You know.
Yeah, I'll show you the producers in the room that day because they're all smoking back.
Yeah.
It was like, look at that monkey go. Oh, fuck did he just say?
That's Joe Biden's his cabinet every week. You know, like three, 4 times a week. Like, did he just say that?
Did he get in trouble for that? Cosell, did he lose? Did he end up getting? What happened with that?
No.
We talked about that.
Cosell was bigger than the game, so
Yeah, Cosell.
Well, he would
Howard
now.
Cosell.
He didn't like do like.
He was fine up till the day he died. He was still a popular figure.
He didn't go like.
Just sensitivity training, like in The Office.
What's the guy's name? The ex Tom Brenneman. I said something unfortunate during the break. Nick Cassiano's homers. He didn't like.
Yeah,
go,
I love that. That is
I'll
the
come back.
best.
Howard's go. I said something unfortunate during break. Tony Dorsett rips off a 99-yard run. Longest run in NFL history.
The best part of that Brenneman thing is that he's still calling the goddamn game. That was awesome. I mean, is he back?
No.
Do we have him
I
back
think
yet?
that they
Because that's
He'll get a local game eventually. Yeah, he'll get a local one eventually.
and there's a Castellanos drive to right field.
Is this a 3-hour show?
yeah, we could just keep going.
So let's
What else
talk
we
about
got?
real quick last week's picks. Right now,
Terrible.
the standings are looking not too bad. I think.
I'm in fourth.
God, at halftime, I was killing it,
Let's see.
and then all those comebacks.
Don't call the comeback.
So right now, and it looks like this game's gonna be a final at this score. So they should be right. Mike's got 10 right. Willie, I've got 9. Glenn has 8. Ed has 8. Jace has 7. And Eric got 5 for the season. Scott is in first. Willie and Glenn are tied at second. Jason third. Ed's in fourth, and Eric is bringing up my rear.
I'm in 6th place out of 4 people.
Feel ashamed?
No offense, Jace.
Career.
So real quick, I know we're almost done here.
I think you know what I have something to say.
I say we do the longest show
So
in
next
history.
week, going forward, whoever has the worst record
That's
has
me.
to drink a shot of Malort.
No, that's
No. Each week, just a weekly.
Eric, how do you feel about that?
That's a terrible idea.
we start
No,
tonight. We start tonight.
No. I mean,
No, we
it's,
shouldn't.
we're just starting on a weekly basis, not for the season. At the season, then you have to drink a cup of Malort.
It would give us some motivation to actually set our pick.
So the 49ers end up beating the Rams 3-4.
Did I still finish last?
So real quick, let's go over a few key games. New York travels to London to play Green Bay. Green Bay giving 8.
So I want to say something about it.
Green Bay's favored by 8.
Yeah, all
Ooh.
30 teams just
It's
play
the
there.
first time they've had 2 teams with winning records playing in London.
And now Green Bay never played in London. First time ever. This is it. All everything's
And
there.
New York has.
Yeah, they must have. 'Cause
That's
it's
a
a,
big figure.
so who do you like in that game?
At 8, I'm
Giants.
taking Giants.
Giants are decimated right now.
Doesn't matter.
I think that
8 points.
It's tough on the route. Long. If the Giants can run the ball at all, it's gonna be close. I think the
Depends.
Packers win, but I mean they ran the ball really well last few
I
weeks.
think I want to take the Packers. I feel like they're going to win by like 10.
I know Rodgers sucks. So
Yeah, he's terrible.
Terrible.
You know who's good?
There's no
Aaron
chance-
Jones.
There's
is
no-
really
No
good.
chance
So
Rodgers
Saquon
going to win
Barkley.
another MVP.
I bet you Aaron, if Aaron
Nah,
had
not this
dreads,
year.
he'd be
Not
better.
this year he's not.
Yeah, maybe.
because Lamar.
Let's get there.
No, I'm
It
just
always
saying,
looks kind of
he's won a
messed up
bunch of
because
them.
he puts that hat on. His hair looks like he's got
He should go.
a
He
fucked
could
up
get there,
haircut
right?
because it's like
Oh, he cut some of
he's
it.
got
though
he's
now.
got little wings hanging out
Yeah.
So what's the next game?
like penguin hair.
We've got Thursday night football. Indianapolis going to Denver. Indianapolis 3.5 points getting at Denver.
Talking about hot seat,
Denver.
Who? Russell Wilson?
Who?
Frank.
I don't think Frank
You
is.
sure? Are you sure?
At Denver?
Nah.
And Denver's favored, you're saying?
No, man.
Yeah, I don't think Frank Reich is. I think he gets a chance to because he's
Frank Reich.
He's done well.
God, I
there.
like Denver in that game.
I like the
At
Colts.
home.
I want the Colts.
I like the Colts running the ball. Maybe
Is this-
just on the
is this
road. Thursday night
in
short
Indy?
week
Is
too.
it in Indy?
You know what? If Jonathan Taylor plays, I'll take Indy. If he doesn't play, I'm taking Denver.
No, you can't do that. We're picking them now.
No, you have to stick with it.
No,
now.
no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, no. You
You
gotta
can
make
still drink it.
Atlanta at no, that's not this.
Atlanta's on
Chicago
fire.
at Minnesota +7. I'm getting at Minnesota. I want to take the like
Minnesota for sure.
bear down, baby, bear down.
Minnesota needs to lose. They deserve a loss.
You know that
Karma.
Bears have the 10th best line, offensive line,
Yeah,
and they have the 5th.
Well, they're running the ball all the time. That's why.
I was listening to Waddle and Sylvia today. They were talking about, trying to make a case for why shouldn't Fields be doing better. And Hembo on with Greenberg in the morning. He's giving all these stats. And one of the stats was, you can't complain about his lines. You got the 10th best lines, okay? And then his receivers, where do you think they are?
they were top 4 or 5.
They're number 5 in separation. So he's not making the decisions. is
Yeah,
what
that's-
it comes down to. And you talked about that.
Mhm.
You talked
Yeah.
about the whole thing there, but
Yeah,
but there's stats to back that up. So I mean, it's just not like people are like spouting out of their ass, right?
yeah. Oh, this game's interesting. Miami giving 3.5 at the Jets with no Tua.
Pujols moves up to number 3 on the home run list. Passes Babe Ruth with 7:03 today.
Yep.
You got to be kidding me.
PNC.
I kind of like the Jets in that game, getting 3.5 at home.
I like the Jets. After
No
that
Tua?
win, they got some.
I like the Dolphins. I think they're still a good team.
Hit it.
Hit me, the Dolphin.
Oh,
That's about right.
It was good.
Fins up, baby.
how about the next Monday night? Vegas at Kansas City +7. The Vegas Raiders are getting. I'm going to take the Raiders getting 7. I
I'm
think.
taking Kansas City. They're going to win by 20.
Kansas City.
Oh, we did when you were gone. Miami at New York. Miami giving 3.5.
That's the Jets
I like the Jets.
at New York.
I think this can be tough. I think there's a
I
lot.
like the Jets, man. They're on
I
fire.
think there's a lot going on in that building now in Miami. A lot going on. I don't know.
I think they're still a good football
Plus,
team.
I want to see the Jets win a 3rd game in a row. So all these New York fans think they're going to the Super Bowl.
Mhm.
It just breaks their heart when they lose their last.
And you remember
7 games.
Robert Saleh was taking numbers.
Yeah. So last one we'll do is Detroit at New England. Detroit getting 3 at New England.
Gotta go Detroit.
It
don't
was
care if
3
you
and
have
a
one ass
half.
cheek.
I would take.
I'm going to take Detroit.
I'm taking Detroit.
They can put up some points, man.
Because you know what? Here's the deal.
But that New England's
They,
got
you
tough
know who they
defense.
want to beat the ass out of? They're going to beat their old coach's ass.
Yeah, I like Detroit.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Detroit.
It's a tough game for New England, man.
So, yeah, that's it, guys. It's been 17 hours.
Yeah, let's
Um,
wrap it up. My ears hurt.
So let's real quick closing thoughts. Ed.
Oh my God, I got so much stuff.
Oh, jeez.
Let's see. Oh man,
You could always
You
save
see
it
the-
for next week.
I'm going to. That's what I'm trying to keep. You seen these NFL commercials? This is how I football. It's like they use a noun in place of a verb. So there's some hot 23-year-old girl walking a little dog in a fancy neighborhood watching the NFL on her phone. She looks more like a Kardashian than a typical football fan. She's like, this is how I football. I was like, how did this girl get rich without first mastering 7th grade English? Maybe you should spend more time school. That's just horrible.
Were you talking about Kim Kardashian?
No, it's this cute little black girl. She's on there and she's like, this is how I football. I'm like, she's like super rich, but she doesn't know English. I don't know. You got me. The football, they're pandering to like a you're never gonna have rich, young, hot girls jumping in your, football group.
They'll just go. They'll go to the parties.
No, it's old.
And the games.
It's
Yeah,
old
and the
fat
games.
guys like us that watch football. I don't know what, but
They think they do, but
I know
they really don't.
She's got all the gear on. If you were that big of a fan, you would be at home watching it on your big screen TV instead of walking your cute little dog through the park watching on a phone. I don't know. The commercial
Was the dog that cute?
Yeah, it was like one of those little puffy ones, like it
It's
would
a
have been like
Pomeranian, huh?
It would have been like Alicia Silverstone would have been carrying in that
If you
movie.
had farted on his head, we give it a
Or
part.
what's her name in Legally Blonde?
Yeah, that's I can't think of her name.
Al.
Reese Witherspoon. Yeah,
Her name was Al.
Oh, that's right, Elle in that movie.
Elle.
That's another good movie.
That's right.
So I'm excited about this coming weekend. So we all have, your bucket list of sports venues, and this one was not on my bucket list, but I think it's on a lot of people's bucket list. But I'm going to Indianapolis Motor Speedway this coming weekend with Jackson, the Brickyard. It's a GT event, GT Challenge, which is a lot of Porsche, Lamborghini. But we're spending the weekend. We have a house that we're renting right in Speedway. We can walk right to the track. So
You're renting a house inside a speedway.
the town is
Speedway.
The city is called Speedway.
I want a picture of you kissing the bricks.
It's right off of 10th Street.
I don't know if
you
we're going to be able to
moron.
do that or not. It's 8 hour. There's a Saturday 8-hour race, Sunday 8-hour race.
Wow.
But
Are you wearing biking shorts for that?
I'm gonna wear biking shorts for that. But no, I mean, I think it's
That's
an
pretty
important,
cool.
It's an
That's
important
very
venue.
cool.
It's not. It's
Very
not,
cool.
never been on my radar, but I'm like, wow, this is a pretty cool. Some interesting facts about this Motor Speedway. It's a 2.5 mile oval track. You could fit every Big Ten stadium within the oval, and there's actually a golf course.
Which one would take up the most?
I'm sure Ann Arbor is a 4. There's actually a golf course.
She's not once you get to
14
know
of the
her.
holes play alongside it, and 4 play.
We were gonna try playing it one time, but it was closed.
So have you been there?
No, we were there for a trade show. We tried playing the course, but it was closed for something.
Brickyard Crossing, it's called.
Yeah, we were
so
thinking about
4 of the
playing.
holes play actually inside the oval. Yeah.
Yeah, there was something going on, so we couldn't go.
I looked at the tee times, and I mean, I don't know if I'm
been
going to
to
bring the clubs just in case. But I mean, we're going to walk race.
I've been to the Indy 500.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool place then.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
You're probably saving money on your. You should rent out the yard you're got.
Yeah,
for
we're a
parking.
quarter-mile walk.
Yeah, rent it out for parking. Get a couple cars there for $20 for Calvega.
Yeah, and that would be another cool place to go.
Hobby racing?
I'm not. I've never been a NASCAR. He's not a NASCAR fan. This is GTs. This is Porsche, like the Lamborghini.
I like NASCAR better than open.
Yeah. I've never been
Open
a
wheel
NASCAR.
is too friendly. You can't bump
Dude,
open wheel.
it's crazy the
Yeah.
whole fast.
Oh yeah, but you can't bump. Or at least NASCAR.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've said
this.
this.
Those open wheels, you'll kill each other.
I've
Little
said this
rubbing on the
before.
corners.
Rubbing ain't racing.
I don't know if you guys have been, but you need to go to Road America next summer. It's just fun. It's just fun. It's a great venue. You bring in your grill, bring in a cooler of beer, just pick a spot and hang out. And yeah, we could do our show from there.
Hey, can you bring bourbon?
You can bring whatever drink you want.
Christ.
No,
I
we
mean,
will.
I don't bring earplugs.
We will bring bourbon. So anyway, I'm excited
Well,
about
look at
that.
the time. We're going to Gordy's.
Iconic sports
can't
venue.
go-
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's amazing. It's
Have-
huge.
Have fun.
That's what she said.
Leave
Yeah.
Friday night, come back Sunday night. So just
Cool.
Jackson and I. Cool. Willie, Jace, whatever.
Baseball here. Brewers walk it off in extras. Phillies win to keep their lead at 1.5 in the wild
It's
card
over.
race.
Yeah, it's over.
2 games.
It's 2 games.
It's 2 full games.
Oh, is it 2 now?
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
updated
So
my
the
bad.
only way, they can
The
tie
magic
now.
numbers.
Yeah, because they got 2 games left.
Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah.
and then
It'd be
they'll-
great to see a tie, just so we get an extra game.
One extra game,
That's
and then
a-
another extra game.
Those are fun. Cubs screwed the
Well,
pooch
hey,
on
you
that
know,
one.
but they mean so much.
Yeah.
Right?
It
Yeah.
could be fun.
Cubs tried to help out the Brewers, and the Brewers shit the bed.
Right. Marlins like
The Brewers bullpen is worse than the Cubs, and I'm just gonna be honest.
No,
about
it's
that.
not.
No,
Not
Cubs
even
are bad.
close.
I don't know.
I can't believe the
No.
Cubs actually are in third place.
The Cubs, we didn't talk about this. The Cubs are actually, like you brought up, they might even catch the White Sox, possibly outside chance in record.
Yeah.
They lost today.
Isn't that crazy?
Cubs lost?
Yeah, then
they
they're not
can't
going
catch
to.
'em.
Yeah.
But
Real
we'll
close.
talk about Larissa next week and talk about who might.
Yeah, I was gonna
replace
say
them.
we didn't talk about we didn't do a preview of, but we'll do a preview of playoffs next.
Well,
week.
no, next week. It starts Friday, but we can talk
Starts
more
Friday.
about it.
The
yeah.
White Sox are
We can make our
88
picks next week.
and
next,
the
next
Cubs are 73 and 87. So yeah.
so
Yeah, but we were talking last week that
Oh,
they had an
yeah.
outside chance, but the White Sox actually won a few games this week.
Yeah.
Willie.
so the 7th NHL starts.
Oh yeah, yep.
So
Good.
have to get a friend of the show next week. Maybe talk about a little pre-prediction. Maybe.
How you
Call,
feeling
can I
about
call
that?
from his car?
How you feeling about your Red Wings this year?
I think they're going to be good.
They look a lot better. They've picked up a lot of
Oh
guys.
my God. Yeah. Well,
We got to watch.
Eiserman showed up. Eiserman
Yeah.
showed up. But hey, here's my.
He's still playing.
No, he's the GM.
GM, man. You know,
He's
that.
one of the best GMs in hockey.
Right. So here's I'm gonna leave with everybody. Would you rather have fingernails that grow at the rate of 1 inch per minute, or have pubic hair that grows at the same rate?
Can you imagine?
You can leave that to next week if you want to let us know.
Yeah, we'll get back
Pubes,
to you. Yep,
pubes.
No, we'll study that up.
I had a would you rather actually. If we want to, keep going here.
Ping pong, back and forth, back and
I
forth.
can't find it out. Oh no, I lost it.
Scandinavian.
I know what it was.
I don't know if any of you guys have seen, but over the weekend there was a riot at a soccer game in
We
Indonesia.
talked about it. That was the ugly.
That was.
I do have a couple
we
dad
dove into
jokes.
Okay, go ahead.
I've got it now.
Hey, I'm not saying I'm attractive, but when I take my clothes off in the bathroom, I turn the shower on. Got some crickets for me?
Yeah.
I thought these are crickets.
I think you might some booze off the stage for that one.
What has 5 toes and isn't your foot?
5 toes in his ear.
Dan Campbell's locker room.
Your other foot.
My foot.
She's looking for Roethlisberger for Rams.
My wife told me that sex is better on vacation. I wasn't expecting that on the postcard she sent from Canada.
From Canada. Because Canada men are known for their prowess.
Did you find yours?
Yeah, I have a what would you rather.
I got one more.
Okay, go ahead.
What word starts with E and ends with E, but only has one letter in it?
I.
In it. One letter in it. I don't know. That's more of a riddle.
T?
Envelope.
Oh.
A one letter.
Is that it?
We should watch
my
Betty Hill.
would you rather is so horrible. It's as World War III becomes a legitimate concern, Jace, would you rather have a president who A, refused to get America entangled in any new wars and brokered a historic peace in the Middle East, or a president who spent $66 billion escalating a war in Eastern Europe and just asked if a congresswoman who's been dead since August was in the room?
Check, please.
Yeah. When you kind of mentioned, I was like, damn, he stole my would you rather.
Scott, what are your closing thoughts?
I don't have many.
Exactly.
I have. We talk about a lot tonight. NFL Week 5. We'll talk about next week. More good, bad, and the ugly. We'll also talk about LaRussa, and we'll talk about baseball playoffs. And
Tyler Hero's new contract.
Tyler Hero got paid too much.
That's a
No,
lot.
actually, it's a going rate. Man, it's not too much. Good for you know what? Well, I'd say good for him.
I gotta hear.
No kidding.
I gotta hear our damn orthodontist talk more shit about him now.
So once again, we're the Basement Benchwarmers podcast. For Ed, Eric, Jace, Willie, and myself. You guys have a great week and take care.
Where's Jackie?
I hate goodbyes.
I hate goodbyes.
Sorry, folks, park's closed.
What happened? I blacked out.
Because we did something today that no one thought we could do, including us. So we're going out, we're celebrating, and we're going to rub it in this city's face.
I swear I've seen a lot of stuff in my life, but that was awesome.
Bye, Felicia. Kids, there's Big Ben and there's Parliament.
Give them more buys and highs.
Every new beginning comes from some other beginning.